Coming at Memorial Field in Homer City, and for the fifth straight week, we're blessed with great weather. Good evening, everybody. With Jake Slobotnik, I'm Mark Burdig, as we combine our broadcast efforts on Cat Country 106.3 and, of course, the Wildcat home station of WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. Ward Hilliard will be along a little bit later on as he roams the sidelines here tonight for us. And the Wildcats just looking mainly, Jake, to stay healthy or get healthy. They come into this game with an 0-4 record, their worst start since 2011. They've lost 10 games in a row dating back to last year, and they are decimated with injuries. Their injury list reads like War and Peace. Are you old enough to remember that?
Well, maybe. I think we mentioned it in my senior English class in high school.
Yeah, me too. That's my last recollection of it. But we'll talk about the injuries for Homer Center. The Panthers on the other side have been rolling after a season-opening loss, 28-12, at the hands of the Cambria Heights Highlanders. They have won 3 games in a row. They've gotten some solid offensive play, but I think it's the defense, from what you tell me, that's really been leading the way.
Absolutely. I mean, you can credit the offensive unit of Sam Yanitz and Gavin Burkhardt for putting up the points, but defense wins you games, and that's exactly what's happened with River Valley. Over the past 3 games, they have amassed 12 and 13 turnovers, a lot of interceptions, a lot of forced fumbles, and they've been getting a lot of representation from the front lines as well on defense. Michael Wayno with a couple fumble recoveries. Some he's had to work for. Some have just appeared in his back pocket, figuratively. So that's the big thing with River Valley. All things are working for them, and as you mentioned, that season-opening loss to Cambria Heights, head coach Jess Hauser says communication was the big factor in that loss, and they've been able to take the steps to improve it over the past couple of weeks with minor tweaks here mixed in between week 2 and today. So it should be a really revamped River Valley roster, but as you said, Homer Center decimated by injuries. You nor myself, I think, have ever seen a season like this where a team has had so many people on the shelf. I mean, their entire starting unit, it looks like, is on the fence.
They have. I'll go through the names. Gabe Cobaugh, he's only a freshman, but he's been coming on strong. Had the kickoff return against Penns Manor. He is out. Eli Turk, also like Gabe, got hurt in the JV game on Monday. Starting senior linebacker and lineman Josh Voluchik is out. Twin brothers, the seniors, Will and Dan Jones, they're both injured. Will Jones, as you know, earlier in the season was hurt against Marion Center when he scored a touchdown, and he broke his collarbone. Dan Jones went out last week with a meniscus injury. And then a pair of linemen, Eli Butterly, a senior, two-way starter, he's out, and his replacement, C.J. Fairbanks, the very next week, he got hurt. He is out. So it's been a MASH unit. Greg Page, you'll hear his comments too. He's never seen anything like it in all of his years, but you got to deal with it. I did see some young players last week in a game they could have won, but didn't, against Purchase Line. Dom Shimko comes to mind. He got his first start in an inside linebacker position. He had 8 tackles. And Caden McAnulty, another sophomore who's really been improving and is going to be a force, I think, as his career progresses. He has a team leading, let me look here, second on the team with 28 tackles, and he's a good young football player. So there is hope for the future. This is going to be a monumental challenge here tonight for Homer Center with all of the injuries, and quite frankly, it would have been a challenge without all of the injuries. Just with the size of the River Valley School, they pretty much double up Homer Center in enrollment. So the challenge made all the greater with all of the injuries for Homer Center.
Yeah, but the thing is, first of all, as you said, the young legs are starting to get in there. They're getting some valuable varsity reps, and tonight is a special night. It's homecoming for Homer Center. They've already named the king. We'll get to that in a little bit. But, I mean, the atmosphere, it's better this week, and I think that could instill some, late-season confidence, especially for a team, they're the underdogs. And now if you embrace that underdog mentality, it might boost you a little bit of the way. So this is a really good test for Homer Center tonight. We'll see what they can do.
Yeah, I came away from last week's game covering Homer Center, as I have for so many years, that I felt like even with the loss, with some of the younger players showing promise, it probably won't be tonight, to be candid about it, but I can see where they're maybe ready to turn the corner, get this thing turned around. Got to get some bodies back first. Coming up on our ITT pregame show, you'll hear from both coaches. Jess Hauser in his 4th season with River Valley. This is the 4th meeting all time in the young matchup between these two schools. River Valley, of course, with the merger with Salzburg. Homer Center's won 2 of the first 3. River Valley dominated last year in a game that was played down at Salzburg. You'll hear from Greg Page. Jake will have keys to the game, the starting lineups, and more. And we'll come back and talk more with you. And we'll talk about the homecoming court, as a matter of fact, when we return. But you put some miles on again this week.
That I did. The old engine still has got a little bit of juice left in them. So there we go.
We're going to take you on a trip. And if you need a trip or you're taking a trip, remember our friends at Repine Travel. They'll help you out with all of your travel plans. And Jake is going to take us all on a trip around the Heritage Conference right now as we continue on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
We've made it to week 5 of the IRMC high school football season, and this week's slate of games brings an unofficial rivalry week vibe to it, with 4 fantastic matchups on the schedule. Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's trip around the Heritage Conference, presented by Repine Travel LLC, where your next adventure is just a click away. I'm Jake Slobodnik, bringing you a preview of this week's matchups. Probably the biggest one of them all is the annual Coal Bowl between Cambria Heights and Northern Cambria. That'll be played at Duffy Doherty Stadium. Both teams met twice last season, once in the annual Coal Bowl, and the other being a rematch in the District 6 playoffs, and they resulted in a 1-1 split. The Colts won in the regular season 28-11, while the Highlanders got retribution in the playoffs with a 21-12 win that sent them to Mansion Park and the District 6 championships. Now this year's game features both teams coming in 4-0. So who wins it? Find out with Todd Marino on the new U92.5, U92Radio.com, and Renda Digital TV. The next rivalry game features Homer Center and River Valley clashing in what used to be described as the backyard brawl between the Wildcats and Blairsville. Homer Center last won in 2022, while River Valley rolled through the Wildcats in Salzburg last year. Join Mark Burdick and me for all the action as we simulcast it on WCCS and Cat Country 106.3 FM, as well as live stream it on Renda Digital TV. While they're not on our broadcast schedule for tonight, keep your eyes on the final 2 rivalry matchups. One is Purchase Line and Penns Manor clashing at Pat Corrigan Field, and the other features West Shamokin tangling with Marion Center. Meanwhile, non-rivalry games feature Conemaugh Township hosting Portage and Conemaugh Valley traveling to United Valley. Just a great lineup all around for tonight's 5th week of the IRMC high school football season, but remember that if you miss any of the action, recap it with Todd Marino and Ward Hilliard from 8 to 10 tomorrow morning on the Luther Ford Coaches Corner on WDAD and WDADradio.com. That's all for this week's trip around the Heritage Conference, presented by Repine Travel LLC, where your next adventure is just a click away. Visit repinetravel.com. I'm Jake Slobodnik, and I'll see you next week.
Ready for your next adventure? With Repine Travel, unforgettable memories are just around the corner. November 10th to 16th, immerse yourself in the excitement of Branson, Missouri, or get swept up in the holiday magic of New York City, December 8th to 10th. And mark your calendars for October 2025. Set sail on a no-fly Islands in the Bahamas cruise aboard the luxurious Symphony of the Seas. Relax and explore the islands like never before. A big thank you to everyone who voted Repine Travel the best travel agency in the best of Indiana County. Book now with
Powered by Indiana Total Therapy with 3 locations.
You're back into our S&T Bank broadcast booth. People Forward Banking, S&T Bank. With Jake Slobodnik, I'm Mark Burdick as we continue to count this down to kickoff. And I had mentioned, Jake, as the flies are attacking me here at Memorial Field, that tonight is homecoming. So we thought we'd put up a little picture of the homecoming court, and you had some inside intel on the homecoming court as well. First, let's interview the Kings court, I guess I should say. Left to right, if you're watching on Renda Digital TV, Ocean Maritita, and then Dan Jones, one of the twin brothers that is injured, Braden Dunn, Max Voida, and then Brian Mills, who does return from injury tonight, so the Wildcats do get somebody back, and then Will Jones, and then the young ladies making up the homecoming court. If you're watching, bottom left, it is Hannah Arone, followed by Ava King, Jenna Black, and Sarah Steffi in the middle of the picture. Gigi Palmer, and on the far right, it is Ella Cook. So that's the homecoming court, and your inside information.
That's right. My sources tell me, and it is Brian Mills who will be the homecoming king this year. So congratulations to him, and what better way to celebrate homecoming than with a return to the gridiron itself. So he's having himself quite the night.
Any inside information on the Queen?
Not yet. No. Even if I did, I wouldn't be able to disclose it.
You wouldn't be able to disclose that.
Nope.
Well, this matchup tonight between the Panthers and the Wildcats, gone is the old rivalry. It was really one of my favorites, the Bobcats and the Wildcats. Ernie Widmar, Abda Torrey, the great coaches that they've had down there. And it started in 1923. I think Ward Hilliard might have been at that game in 1923. It was a 13-0 Bobcats win. And from 1923 to 50, it was a 20 wins, 2 losses, 2 ties for Blairsville. And then from 60 to 2019, with the last game that was ever played, Homer Center had the edge 33, 26, and 2. So overall, the Bobcats had the edge 49, 35, and 5. And I miss those days because it was always a special night when the black and orange came to Memorial Field or vice versa. So many classic matchups.
Yeah, I saw a couple highlight reels on YouTube, and I'll tell you what, I'm envious that I wasn't around to see those matchups. But it just goes to show what high school football can really bring in terms of rivalry matchups. It's hard-hitting no matter what the records are. Throw them out the door. It's going to be a new result each and every week. So, again, it's a little different this year, but the fun is still continuing with this rivalry matchup, River Valley and Homer Center. And a big thing, a little fun fact that we learned after I talked with Coach Hauser the other day, it all comes full circle. Max Perschetti is the starting quarterback for River Valley tonight. Jess Hauser, who played in the late 90s for Blairsville, was actually the tight end. Max's dad, Marcus, in the 94-95 season, threw a game-winning touchdown pass to Coach Hauser that sealed off a Bobcat win. It's amazing how full circle things really come.
Such a great family, and I know the grandfather, Greg Perschetti, who at one time coached at Blairsville, just an outstanding gentleman, and sat with him watching his granddaughter play basketball, Ava. So it's a great football and basketball family. River Valley last week, Jake, they shut out United 17-0. Hard to believe since United came here and laid one on Homer Center opening week 46-13. That's the last time they've scored.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, United Valley, you look at their scores and you think, man, it's all doom and gloom. Their defense is phenomenal. It's just their offense. I think it goes back to that communication factor. That's what the Lions' big key is in terms of getting over the hump, is strengthening up that communication and fortifying that offensive line. That was what River Valley capitalized on early, especially Sam Yanitz, who we're going to see tonight, an 81-yard touchdown rush that really created separation. And I even mentioned it to Coach Hauser in our postgame interview. If you take away 2 of Sam Yanitz's touchdowns, the final score is 2-0. So United Valley, they're a tough squad. Again, just with new leadership, some new faces on offense and defense, there's a little bit of rust on that team. Hopefully they can break it tonight when they're against Conemaugh Valley.
Sam Yanitz broke off a big run in that game. He comes into tonight's game with 550 yards rushing, 329 for Gavin Burkhart. They, as I mentioned in the program book notes, if you're coming to the game, pick up a program. We put a lot of notes in each and every week for Homer Center's home games. As for the Wildcats, they could have won that game. Looked like they were on a game-winning touchdown drive, but an interception thwarted a drive. They lost to Purchase Line 21-15. When we continue on our ITT pregame show, Jake had a chance to visit with fourth-year head coach Jess Hauser, 20-16 overall, 1-2 against the Wildcats. And Jake's interview will be followed up with Wildcat head coach Greg Page in his 18th season. And, man, he's been stuck on 112 wins far too long for the liking of Wildcat fans, at least, against 79 losses, 587 winning percentage. He's 2-1, of course, against the Panthers. That and more as we continue from Memorial Field on a homecoming night on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
We're the lifeblood of the community.
It's so much more than just a job.
So good patient care is providing top quality care, but also in a timely fashion.
They don't need to go to Pittsburgh for that. They can stay right here in their backyard.
So when a patient walks into your office, you receive them as your family member.
A patient leaves my office feeling heard.
And the focus truly is on what will get us our best patient outcome.
So what sets S&T apart from other financial institutions is that they are visionary. Now, we understand that it is partially about the numbers, but they know it's not just about the numbers. It's about the management team, it's about the strategic and business plan, it's about how the team is going to execute on that. In short, S&T gets it. Quite honestly, we couldn't have done it without S&T.
Homer City American Legion Post 493, a longtime backer of Homer Center Athletics, is pleased to be a part of today's broadcast and wishes the best of luck to the Homer Center Wildcats this season. Homer City American Legion Post 493 has served Homer City and our veterans for more than half a century. They are a staple of the community and believe in giving back. So have fun today, teams. Represent your communities well. From your friends at the Homer City American Legion Post 493. Renda Digital TV is Indiana County's leading live stream service. Our team of dedicated producers and on-air personalities work hard to bring you network-level event and sports coverage to your fingertips. And if you can't make it, every live stream is archived, so you never miss a minute. And for you IUP football fans, Renda Digital TV is the exclusive home of Hawk Talk, airing every Monday during the season. Subscribe to Renda Digital TV for free today.
Back with you on the ITT pregame show, getting ready for River Valley and Homer Center in a good old-fashioned rivalry game. And alongside myself is Coach Jess Hauser of the River Valley Panthers. Coach, you guys entered tonight's game on a 3-game winning streak. Just take us through what you've learned about how the team has improved in certain areas from week 1 when you guys lost to Cambria Heights throughout now when you picked up 3 straight wins.
Our defense, they just been getting after it every week and creating turnovers, and we've been scoring on those turnovers. And the line up front, like I said before, they're communicating a lot better, and we're doing real good at that.
Looking back at last week's win, it was a shutout win against United Valley, but one thing you mentioned in the postgame is offense sort of flatlined and plateaued in the second half. What were some of the ways that you guys were able to take the last week to sort of improve that to make sure it doesn't happen again?
Just communication. We had a guy down last week, Noah Ripple. He's back this week. His communication, talking up there. He's one of the big vocal leaders on the offensive line, and we just got to communicate and open those holes up tonight.
As a football coach, communication, it seems like, to a common person that, that's kind of hard to improve. But how are you guys able to sort of improve that from a football coach's standpoint?
Just talking to the kids and showing what's going on, what defenses they're running, what stunts they're doing, what way they're slanting, you know what I mean? If they slant their strong side or weak side, we point that out to the kids and they pick that up.
And again, going back to United Valley last week, defense held strong. Obviously, when you pitch a shutout, that's always a good testament to the defense. Talk about their contributions last week and how that was able to help create separation.
They've just been getting after the ball. That's what they've been taught. Let's go get it. You know what I mean? We ain't waiting around to come to us, and we're going after them, and we're creating turnovers, and that's what we like to do.
One of the things I noticed, especially late in the first half, Merrick Smith, he came alive in the secondary. United Valley, they got close to scoring, but then he was able to come up with that interception in the final seconds. And it seems like red zone defense has become a big specialty for you guys this year. Have you noticed an improvement in that area?
Oh, definitely. Since last year, we tightened it up in the red zone inside the 20, and we still try to get after. We drop a couple of different schemes there, drop a couple guys in coverage, try to make some picks, and that's what happened to Merrick last week, and he was getting after it.
And he's one of those players that's definitely grown over the past couple of years, along with some other folks. But tonight, you look to keep that momentum going as you guys head into Memorial Field at Homer City in a good old-fashioned rivalry game. Before we talk about tonight's game, you yourself partook in that rivalry game when it was known as the Backyard Brawl years ago as a member of the Blairsville Bobcats. Take us through from a perspective, if you can remember as a player, what that rivalry was like.
It was huge. They came in, it was a 94-95 season. They came in undefeated, and we ended up knocking them off at the Widmeyer Stadium. And it's just we're friends off the field, but once we get on the field, we don't like each other, and that's the same way it is now.
Has anything changed from a player standpoint that you were back in the 90s to now as a coach?
No. I mean, me and Coach Page, I like him. I like what he does up there, but like once we're crossing each other on the lines, and then we go at it.
Coach Page has been there an awfully long time, 18 years. I mean, do you sort of look up to him in anything in terms of, the experience that he brings each and every season?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he always has a team ready to battle, no matter if they're down or not. I mean, this is a rivalry game this week, and he's going to have his team ready to battle against us, and that's what's good about him.
Now, Homer Center, they've been on a bit of a downward spiral, and we put that very politely because, I mean, you can't help the injury bug. They've lost a lot of starters due to injury. But, there are some tough points about Homer Center from watching them on film. What can you tell us to expect about from the Wildcats?
They're done, boy. He's an athlete. He gets after on both sides of the ball. We're expecting a big dose of him. And like I said, you can throw the records out the door tonight. It's a rivalry game. We're both going to be ready to go, and it's going to be hard hitting.
Are you expecting another repeat performance from Sam Yanitz and some of the other crew guys in the backfield?
Yeah, we're hoping to get a couple of them going this week, get them over 100 yards, and hopefully the line gets blocking, and we do well tonight.
Over the past couple of weeks, you've had the chance to maybe sub in some JV and reserve players just because of the separation on the scoreboard. Are you looking to maybe get them some more time tonight against Homer Center if the chance rises?
Oh, yeah, we look for that every week. If you get that clock running at 35, and that's your clean sell, and after that, we're hoping to do that again tonight.
You mentioned Braden Dunn, how he can be a big impact player for Homer Center. What's the key to containing him in the backfield?
Just wrapping him up, tackle him, and try to strip the ball.
What are some other key points for tonight's game? Obviously, a rivalry game. It's their homecoming night, so there's a lot of atmosphere at the ballpark. But what's going to be the main key for you guys tonight?
Get our line back. We got Ripple back this week. We're going to try to get him up front there and going and make the calls and get our line underway for the following weeks to come, and just create turnovers tonight.
Coach, should be another exciting game. Hope we can make it 4 wins in a row and send things off into the middle of the season on a positive note. One thing I did want to ask is, those AA rankings, they're starting to rear their head, and you guys are sitting at number 3. What's it going to take the rest of the way in order to make your way up those rankings?
We're taking each week by itself, and we ain't looking too far ahead, and we're just getting after it each week, and if we're there at the end, we're there at the end.
Coach, appreciate the time as always. Best of luck tonight at Homer City. It should be another exciting rivalry game.
I appreciate it, Jake. Thank you.
That's Coach Jess Hauser on our ITT pregame show. When we return, Mark will have a conversation with Homer Center head coach Greg Page. We continue on the ITT pregame show on an IRMC High School Football Sports Night, WCCS, Cat Country 106.3, and on Renda Digital TV.
At Grand Beginnings Children's Center, their focus is on growing and teaching children to be the best they can be. They know children need education, inclusion, and safety. Grand Beginnings has a mission to provide a warm and nurturing environment in which each child can grow physically, emotionally, socially, intellectually, and spiritually. Grand Beginnings Children's Center with 2 locations in Indiana, teaching children to shine since 1991. Call 724-463-1819. Find them at grandbeginnings.net.
From furniture to flooring, mattresses to accessories, you'll save big at Dowd's. Dowd's showrooms are filled with furnishings from America's finest manufacturers. You can save thousands on Dowd's floor samples and receive incredible savings on custom orders. Whether you're looking to furnish one room or your entire home, right now it's all on sale at Dowd's. Drive a little, save a lot. Dowd's of Plumville and Greensburg.
Doesn't your home deserve Dowd's?
Renda Digital TV is Indiana County's leading live stream service. Our team of dedicated producers and on-air personalities work hard to bring you network-level event and sports coverage to your fingertips. And if you can't make it, every live stream is archived, so you never miss a minute. And for you IUP football fans, Renda Digital TV is the exclusive home of Hawk Talk, airing every Monday during the season. Subscribe to Renda Digital TV for free today.
Save up to $12,000 on a new F-150 at Luther Ford. At Luther Ford, buy a new 2024 F-150 4x4 XLT Super Crew full hybrid and save up to $12,000. Or buy a new 2024 Ford F-150 Super Duty 4x4 XLT Super Crew and save up to $8,000. Wow! And everyone qualifies. Luther Ford with 2 locations and twice the inventory. The savings are huge. Luther Ford, Route 119, Homer City, and Admiral Perry Highway, Evansburg.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
More choices and more savings at Walbeck Insurance. 479-9378. 479-9378.
Our ITT pregame show from Memorial Field continues with head coach Greg Page, as always, presented and insured by Walbeck Insurance. More choices, more savings. And Coach, homecoming 2024 tonight here at Memorial Field. And homecoming generally means we're in the middle of the season or so, but it's always a special night.
It is, yeah. We've had a good week at the school. There's been really good school spirit with the kids, and we have a different theme every day, so they subscribe to that. And it gets a little crazy sometimes, but it's good for that part to get the excitement going, and we hope to cap it we hope to cap the week with a win.
I mentioned Walbeck Insurance, and boy, you need health insurance for sure the way the season has gone. The injuries continue to mount. You lost a couple of guys, Monday during the JV game. And just adding to what is an incredible list. I've never seen anything like it. Hopefully nobody turns an ankle at the homecoming dance tonight.
Well, it's just one of those things, and it is unfortunate. You've had things from concussions to broken bones and other issues, and I don't think I've seen anything like it either on a team that I've coached, but it's happened, and so we have to deal with that, and we are dealing with that the best we can. We just take each day one day at a time, try to work through that schedule and that particular script for practice, and just try to get better.
You will get one player back tonight. Senior running back Brian Mills returns after missing the past couple of weeks with a concussion.
Yeah, it's a big get back for us. I mean, Brian's got that burst. He's a kid that can, if we get him in the loose, can hit the home run, so to speak. And he's been itching to get back, and we're going to try to get him the ball. We got to see what he can do. He makes us a little more dynamic in the run game. If we can match that up with how the pass game has gone at times, then maybe we've created a little bit more balance.
Some fans may call me nuts, but last week, Coach, you came up short, so close, but you lost. That's the bottom line. But somehow I came away after watching some of your young players perform that you've had to plug in with just feeling, and I'm not saying it's going to happen tonight, but I just feel like you're close to breaking through.
I told him that before our pregame workout Friday or Thursday, I'm sorry, that, we've been there. I mean, I'd like to be able to play the first couple games again with the experience of some of those guys, but you can't do that. We've been competitive the last 3 weeks. I mean, it's been there. We've had opportunities. I like that about our kids. They haven't bailed. They haven't thrown in the towel, so to speak. We won't ever let them do that here. I mean, but it's tough. Everybody looks at the record. Our mantra this week has been 0-0. We are 0-0, and that's the way you have to look at it.
I was really impressed with a couple of sophomores. Now, he's been playing since the beginning of the season, Caden McInerney. But I thought Dom Shimko acquitted himself very well at that inside linebacker position in his first spot. He had 8 tackles.
Yeah, we knew that was a kid we were going to look at, coming through the summer. And it takes time. I mean, it took time for our first 2 backers with Cody and Stick Voluchik. And, those guys, it's not an easy position to play, but Dom's a tough kid. I think Cody's been coming along, too. He's one of those kids that just keeps getting better. He has the coaching staff's trust on defense for calls and things like that. So, young guys, I mean, it's next man up, right? And that's the way it's been and in various positions. So I like what Dom's done. He's just always been a tough kid, and he's very coachable.
River Valley Panthers, the opponent tonight. I'll be honest with you, Coach, nothing against River Valley, but it just doesn't seem like the same, post-2020 gone are the Blairsville Bobcats. And, those 2 schools, that history dated back to 1923. Both schools were similar in size. It's just so much different now. Basically, they double you up in enrollment.
Yeah, it is. And then, they have a nice veteran team, too. They have some good football players. And I'm not just talking the skill guys up front, too, and good linebackers defensively, and the secondary guys are quick. So in that compounded with our injuries, it makes it even more of it feels like more of a disparity. But having said that, our kids don't care about that. The ones that are playing are ready to go. I think we have a good plan in place on both sides. We're going to see. You got to feel the other team out and see what they come out and line up in, that sort of thing, and see what works for you.
Talk about the Panthers. It all starts with Sam Yanitz offensively. He has rushed for 550 yards and 8 touchdowns. But as you just mentioned, they have a lot of depth and a boatload of players and talented players at that.
Yeah, I think Yanitz is terrific. I mean, he's the kid that if you give him a seam, he's gone. I mean, I'm talking, he can make you miss and then he can outrun you. I've been impressed the last couple of years with him and Burkhart. Burkhart is a tough, strong, physical kid on both sides of the ball. I like their quarterback for a sophomore. He's bigger than I thought. Prachetti, he's not a huge kid weight-wise, but he's got a nice presence. And you got kids like the Rummel kid and Merrick Smith on defense. Their front 5 and their middle linebacker, they like to bring pressure. The Ewing kids are good. I could go on and on. I mean, it's just one of those things where most of those guys are veterans. They're tough, well-built kids too.
Do they challenge you defensively from the standpoint of being disciplined and kind of adapting on the fly? Because they will line up and they'll shift into different formations. They'll go from power I to trips to the right, that type of thing.
Yeah, they do. They're all over the place. They remind me a little bit of me and us several years ago where we wanted to line up with a tight alignment, and all of a sudden we'd come out in a doubles look or a trips look, and I think everybody in the place knew we were passing then, but these guys, they kind of disguise it well. And, the key there is you can't let their athletes get started, and that's easier said than done.
Coach, good luck here tonight at Memorial Field, and we'll talk to you after the game as well, and we wish you a happy homecoming.
Thank you very much.
Head coach Greg Page of the Homer Center Wildcats, and from our S&T Bank broadcast booth, People Forward Banking. Our ITT pregame show continues with Jake Slobotnik's keys to the game. We'll have the starting lineups and more as we continue right here on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
To be a champion, you need to have teamwork, great skills, good conditioning, and above all, you need to stay healthy. But if injury occurs, you need a team of specialists that can get you back in the game. Indiana Total Therapy has been helping area athletes for years. Indiana Total Therapy, with 3 locations, IRMC at Chestnut Ridge in Blairsville, Shelley Drive in Indiana, and at the Human Motion Institute on the campus of IRMC. ITT, the best in our field, and voted Best Physical Therapy in the Best of Indiana County contest.
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club continues to soar to new heights. Voted Best Social Club and Best Sportsman's Club in Indiana County 2024. The club is proud of their newly remodeled bar area and is excited about the new air purification system that has been installed, the same technology that area casinos use. New large screen TVs, flooring, skills games, and more. Pizza nights every Thursday and Friday during Wildcat season. The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Go! Let's go!
Hi, I'm Eric Brocious. Many of you know me as a high school teacher and a coach. What you didn't know, though, is I'm also a businessman, owner of EMB Computing. I'd like to invite you to our new state-of-the-art facility to see our line of computers, laptops, iPads, MacBooks, and accessories. If you're a business owner, we'll assist you with your networks, servers, workstations, printers, and even your business phone systems. We are located at 57 North 11th Street in Indiana, or you can find us on the web at embcomputing.com. We are your technology specialists.
SCG Hobby. It's in the name. Sports cards, comics, gaming, and more. Speaking of more, they also have a huge selection of Legos, board games, Dungeons & Dragons, and Warhammer. Whatever you fancy, they've got you covered. Come join the SCG family for fun events and tournaments nightly, including Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and more. Dive into a world of sports and fantasy at the SCG Hobby nearest you, with locations in Indiana, Latrobe, Altoona, and North Huntington. Find out more by logging into scghobby.com.
Best wishes from the Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Company of Gregory and Martin. Now's the time to have your heating and cooling system checked. If you're having trouble with pipes or drainage, contact Gregory and Martin. Gregory and Martin will get to the problem and get it fixed right. For all your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning needs, contact Gregory and Martin in Blairsville. PA number 5726.
From furniture to flooring, mattresses to accessories, you'll save big at Dowd's. Dowd's showrooms are filled with furnishings from America's finest manufacturers. You can save thousands on Dowd's floor samples and receive incredible savings on custom orders. Whether you're looking to furnish one room or your entire home, right now it's all on sale at Dowd's. Drive a little, save a lot. Dowd's of Plumville and Greensburg.
Doesn't your home deserve Dowd's?
On this beautiful homecoming night, we heard from the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club during that break. And tonight, small thin crust pizza, one topping pizza, only $7, tax included. That's at the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. We thank them for their support and sponsorship, presenting sponsorship of our video streams. It's now time for the keys to the game, driven by Luther Ford Lincoln, Route 119 in Homer City. Jake, what do you have?
All right, Mark, well, for the keys to the game, we'll start with the visiting River Valley Panthers. Get ahead early. They've done a good job of doing that over the past couple of games, averaging about between 14 and 17 points in the second quarter. If they can get out early, and then that leads into my second key, use the young guys early. You want to get some of those underclassmen some valuable varsity reps, save your starters for the latter part of the season. If they can get ahead early and get some young folks out there, that'll help them to victory. For Homer Center, contain the backfield. We've mentioned it early on. Sam Yanitz, Gavin Burkhart, they can run, they can pass, they can catch. Got to get back there and contain them in order to keep this score at ease. And second, stay healthy. This is a good week to get some of the, as I said, the young folks in there. And again, already so many people on the shelf for Homer Center. If the Wildcats can stay healthy, that'll help them as we progress throughout the latter parts of the season. Those are the keys to the game.
Driven by Luther Ford Lincoln, Route 119 in Homer City. We're going to come back with the starting lineups when our ITT pregame show continues from Memorial Field in Homer City. If you're on your way to the game and you're having trouble with parking at the school and walking down what they call Wildcat Lane, it's well lit after the games too, is an easy option for you for parking here at Memorial Field. From the corner of Lincoln and Harrison Streets, our pregame show continues on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Looking for unbeatable savings on TV and internet? Bundle and save with Dish TV and HughesNet satellite internet. Now you can get $5 off each bill and lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Dish TV packages start at just $84.99 a month, and HughesNet plans begin at $59.99 a month. Call SeaWorld Satellites today at 724-463-3200 and start saving. SeaWorld Satellites, your one-stop shop for TV and internet savings.
Every year, we go on a search for great snacks or treats. Children enjoy more than just candy on Halloween. The best sources of calcium are milk, yogurt, and cheese. Kids like us love string cheese because it's tasty and fun to pull, twist, and eat. And parents love string cheese because it's rich in calcium, whatever that is. So give us kids the fun and goodness we are looking for. Make it a very dairy Halloween. A message from Allied Milk Producers.
What sets one insurance agency apart from another? Building relationships. Hunt & Blues Insurance prides themselves on building strong, personal relationships with their clients. Hunt & Blues is an independent agency offering you choices to get you the best coverage at the best rate. When you buy insurance, whether it's for your home, car, business, life, or retirement, you want an agency working in your best interest. And that's Hunt & Blues Insurance, 2 locations, Indiana and Johnstown.
Robindale and its affiliated companies are proud to be a sponsor of all student athletes in the area. For nearly 2 decades, Robindale has been cleaning up refuse coal piles that dot and scar the western Pennsylvania landscape. To reclimate and beautify these areas, Robindale believes deeply in safety, compliance, and community responsibility. If you would like to become a part of the Robindale team, you can contact them at 814-446-6700, extension 122, or see how Robindale can assist your business at robindale.com.
It's a true treasure in Blairsville, a style of eating that's rare, and that's the diner experience. Dean's Diner on Route 22 captures the mood and atmosphere of the old-fashioned family-style eating of the off-road diner. Scrumptious home-style meals you remember growing up with, capped off with Dean's Diner's famous assortment of homemade pies. Why not stop in after the game? Open 24 hours, 7 days a week. Dean's Diner, Route 22, Blairsville, the classic diner eating experience.
From furniture to flooring, mattresses to accessories, you'll save big at Dowd's. Dowd's showrooms are filled with furnishings from America's finest manufacturers. You can save thousands on Dowd's floor samples and receive incredible savings on custom orders. Whether you're looking to furnish one room or your entire home, right now it's all on sale at Dowd's. Drive a little, save a lot. Dowd's of Plumville and Greensburg.
Doesn't your home deserve Dowd's?
The Indiana County Technology Center is now accepting enrollment in our adult education programs. The ICTC's adult education programs offer in-demand post-secondary programs tailored to empower student success. From cosmetology to welding and practical nursing, the ICTC has a program for everyone. Indiana County Technology Center, empowering tomorrow's workforce.
Bank broadcast booth, People Forward Banking with Jake Slobotnik. I'm Mark Burdick. Hell, the gang's all here. Our statistician with his own sponsor and limo ride, Jerry Rosside. Jerry waved to everybody out in radio and Renda Digital TV land. Our spotter in the booth is Dennis Mester, and Dawn Mester, our video executive director, is John Smathers, and our executive producer on the radio side, Michael Burdick. And let's get the starting offense, Jake, for the River Valley Panthers. They average 31 points a game, 256 yards rushing, 68 passing, 324 overall.
All right, Mark, up front, the 5 front. On the left tackle, number 74, a 6'3 junior weighing 300 pounds, Dakota Sprague. A left guard, number 59, Noah Ripple. He's a senior, standing 5'10", weighing 225. Ripple missed last game due to a shoulder injury, but it's good to see him back in there this week. At center, number 57, a junior 6'1", 200-pound center, Jacob Twincheck. At right guard, a sophomore, standing 5'7", weighing 223, number 65, Zeke Doak. Right tackle, a sophomore, standing 6'3", 325, number 72, Benjamin Whitmer. Tight ends, Merrick Smith. He's a senior, standing 6 foot 2 inches, weighing 200 pounds, wearing number 82. Caden Vraslavic, a wide receiver, the main wideout, you'll see, number 20. Junior, standing 5'10", weighing 185 pounds, 6 catches, 127 yards, and 2 touchdowns this year. Other folks you'll see in the receiving corps, Sam Ewing, Jack Rummel, and that's about it. There might be somebody else in there. I'm forgetting them off the top of my head. In the backfield, the two-headed monster of Gavin Burkhardt, a 6'1 senior, weighing 210 pounds, can also throw the ball as well as run it, and can block as well. To his right will be Sam Yanitz, the senior, standing 6'1", weighing 190 pounds, 550 yards this season with 8 touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown for 36 yards on 3 catches. And under center, sophomore quarterback, number 2, standing 6 foot, weighing 165 pounds, Max Perchetti. And that's a look at the starting offense for the River Valley Panthers.
And for the Homer Center Wildcats, we do it this way, courtesy of Chris Garitano from the Comm Media Department. The Wildcats will introduce themselves on WCCS and on Renda Digital TV. Here we go.
My name is Brayden Dunn. I'm a senior, 5'7.5", 185, and I play quarterback.
Carson Around, 5'11", 150 pounds, quarterback, sophomore.
Colin Doherty, 5'10", 150, senior wide receiver.
Riley Kobaugh, 5'7", 140 pounds, wide receiver.
Ocean Martito, 145, 5'10", wide receiver, 2025.
I'm Brian Mills. I'm 5'9", about 170 pounds. I'm a senior, and I play running back and linebacker.
I'm Deegan Fedoric. I'm 6'3", 180 pounds. I play tight end, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Gabriel Ruffner. I'm 6'3", 225, junior, right tackle.
Hi, I'm Colin Dunn. I'm 5'8", 215. I play right guard, and I'm a freshman.
I'm Zach Wilson. I'm 5'9", 260 pounds. I play center and defensive tackle, and I'm a senior.
Dominic Shimko, 5'8", 175, sophomore, left guard.
Caden McEnody, 6 foot, 200 pounds, sophomore, left tackle, Wildcat Country.
Hilliard with the officials and in pregame instructions in the coin toss.
So the Wildcats will be receiving.
The first and the second half.
All right.
Now to tell you something, this field is hard.
3/4 of the best crew in Indiana.
All right, thank you, Ward. Cut out a little bit. I'm not sure why. We have a new battery in there, but we'll see if we can get that straightened out. That's the ITT pregame show. Stay with us for the start of tonight's game. Coming up next right here on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
Kickoff is presented by Grand Beginnings Children's Center with 2 locations in Indiana, teaching children to shine since 1991 and also supporting our Teddy Bear Fund Drive with over $700 donated so far. We thank Grand Beginnings. Homer Center deferred. They're going to kick off. Interesting choice. And sophomore Brady Fraser. It's a squib kick. And it's fielded at the 26-yard line. And with the football over the 40 goes Jack Rummel. And the 6'2", 200-pound senior returns it to about the 41-yard line. On the kick coverage, we talked about him on the pregame show. He had a good game in his debut as a starting inside backer. Dom Shimko made that tackle.
I get the reason to squib the kick a little bit, try to get one of the up men to get that early because Sam Yanitz and Sam Ewing, the return men for River Valley, they have speed to burn. So just trying to control the field, try to get the defense out there and avoid giving River Valley more or better field position than they already have.
They come out in a straight eye, wide side of the field to the bottom of your screen if you're watching toward the Wildcat bench. And Perchetti's looking to pass. First option taken away, so he tucks it, rolls far sideline. He's going to tiptoe out of bounds in front of the River Valley bench. I think he wanted the slant in to Breslavic, but that was taken away from him, so he wisely pulled it up and ran for a couple of yards up to the 43. I want to tell you that tonight's starting lineups, Indiana County Technology Center presented them, providing the necessary tools to jumpstart your future. Visit their website at ictc.edu. ICTC happy to sponsor the River Valley Panthers and Homer Center Wildcats here tonight. 2nd down and 7, and the give, and with the football for the River Valley Panthers, the Wildcats tugging at it, but they don't tackle the ball carrier, Gavin Burkhardt, who's a handful, and he stumbles ahead right to midfield near the HC logo where outside backer Sean Beluchik made the tackle, sets up 3rd in less than a yard.
That's going to be one of the sub-keys for Homer Center is stopping that power of Gavin Burkhardt. He's a big power lifter for River Valley, hits the gym religiously, and as you saw right there, he can drag defenders along with him and sets up River Valley 3rd and short.
They go single set with trips to the right, and Perchetti keeps the football and easy yardage for a first down inside the 45, and the Wildcats haven't dragged him down yet. He gets 10 yards to the 40. And strength there from Max Perchetti, something that Greg Page told me about, that Perchetti has some strength.
Well, actually, that was Gavin Burkhardt, and that's something you'll see throughout the night. When it's a short yardage situation, they're going to go to Burkhardt under center so we can get that QB sneak in.
I got you. My bad. It is Perchetti under center now with split backs behind him, Yanitz and Burkhardt, and the Wildcats jump offside, and that'll be a 5-yard mark-off. Tony Arone, the defensive coordinator, shakes his head down below us for Homer Center. Jake, I want to mention, talking about Greg Page, today would be his father's 92nd birthday. Wow. Jerry Page, who passed away December 22nd, 2001. So much respect for him. He led that Laurel Valley program to 206 victories and 16 out of a possible 24 playoff appearances from 1979 to 2008. Quite a man. We miss him. Jerry, I know Greg's hoping you can look down and get the Wildcats a win here soon. And a nice jump cut by Yanitz into the secondary. Runs through a couple of tackles. 15-10. He'll take it right toward the goalpost and into the end zone for a 35-yard touchdown run. Sam Yanitz gets the River Valley Panthers on the board, his 9th rushing touchdown of the season.
I like the way they set that up. Fake the handoff to Gavin Burkhardt. Let Sam just get the ball, put his head down, and just motor through the offensive line and into the secondary. And again, he's one of those guys that'll bring the defenders with him. We saw that right there, but he's done that several times this season. Now gets his 9th with some folks on his towel around his waist.
Long snapper is Zeke Doak, the holder Max Perchetti. Cole Heckathorn, 9 out of 10 this season in PATs. Right-footed soccer-style kicker. Snap a little bit low, but he gets it up, and it appears to be wide right. Oh, no, it caught the right upright. It is good. Not by much, but he snuck it through there with 10:19 to play in the first quarter on an IRMC high school sports night. It's River Valley 7, Homer Center nothing on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club continues to soar to new heights. Voted Best Social Club and Best Sportsman's Club in Indiana County 2024.
Looks like it's
the club is proud of their newly remodeled bar area and is excited about the new air purification system that has been installed. The same technology that area casinos use. New large screen TVs, flooring, skills games, and more. Pizza nights every Thursday and Friday during Wildcat season. The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Go! Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club continues to soar, and the club is proud to offer newly remodeled facilities for its many members. Voted best social and sportsman's club in Indiana County, the club features a large 3-acre fishing pond that is well-stocked and offers a shooting range that is open year-round. The club takes pride in hosting kid-friendly events and the annual fireworks display for the 4th of July. Inside, club members can enjoy a newly remodeled bar area, the perfect place to unwind and watch your favorite team. The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Go!
Let's go!
Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club continues
up here. You don't have that problem at River Valley anymore, Jake. Down at the old field, yes, but not at the new stadium.
Yeah, now we just worry about turf pellets. But again, the area hasn't seen much rain lately, but let's get to that drive summary. 4 plays, 59 yards, chewed up about 95 seconds, capped off by a 35-yard rush by Sam Yanitz, and the extra point leaves it 7-0 River Valley, 10-12 to go in the first.
Drive summaries all night long, driven by Luther Ford in Homer City. Trips to the left for the Wildcats. The sophomore Carson Arone gets the start at quarterback tonight. He has a sidecar to his left in Mills, and they just flip it out in the flat to him, and he gets a block from Dunn, but good pursuit as fighting off that block for the River Valley Panthers. It was Gavin Burkhardt who leads the team with 32 tackles, and Dunn was trying to get a little kick-out block, but Gavin Burkhardt got the better of it and made the tackle, no gain.
Just battle the muscle right there, and as I said before, Gavin Burkhardt, he's in the weight room once, maybe twice a day, every day. So, I mean, when you put up against power, it's going to be hard to overcome Gavin Burkhardt, but I like the way Homer Center went with that little out pass right there just to try to get something going.
2nd down and 10, the sophomore Arone goes under center, and they give it to no one, and they give it to Dunn from the left wing, and he's around the right side up to about the 31 or 32-yard line, so he'll pick up 5 yards or so on the tackle for the River Valley Panthers. Vreslavic, and also it was Merrick Smith in there. But a gain of 7, as it turns out. They spotted at the 32-yard line.
Again, another great play call trying to create some trickery against this tough River Valley defense, and as you see, they were able to work it out, and almost everybody on the front line for River Valley was going to the right side, whereas all the Homer Center folks were going to the left. Again, it was a really good, productive play.
Speedy Riley Cobaugh to the left boundary, touchdowns on receptions past couple of games, and they sack Carson Arone. He pump fake, and then he didn't have a chance as busting through there was Casey Yingling, the left defensive tackle, and he had some help from some other white jerseys, so the Wildcats will go 3 and out.
Yeah, that was just a collapse up front by the Homer Center Wildcats. Yingling able to use that speed and get the backfield easily. And that was a good look by Arone to try and fake it out and try to create something down the middle of the field, but again, Yingling read that pretty well.
Long snapper, he's a backup too because of injuries. Diggin Fedoric. Punters Brady Fraser, who is averaging 33.7 per punt, and he gets away a pretty good one that lands at the 42-yard line, picked up on a big hop by Yanitz, makes a quick cut on his feet at the 45 to the 50 into Wildcat territory to the 48-yard line. A 43-yard punt and about a 17-yard return. Dom Shimko again showing up on special teams, so the Panthers will start out in Homer Center territory at the 49.
Mark, want to say a quick hello to River Valley boys basketball coach Rick Spallone. He's live in our chat feature on Renda Digital TV on YouTube. You too can be a part of that. Just open up the live chat feature on your smartphone or tablet. Send a good luck message to any one of the players or coaches on the team, or make fun of Mark and I, or I guess Ward since he's on the sideline.
They do that all the time. Hey, we want to say hello to Janet Gatsky viewing tonight's game in Arcadia, Florida. And talk to Jill Bentz, front desk manager at the Ramada Inn today. Her son Hayden Bentz on the Homer Center roster. Yanitz in motion behind the formation, and Perchetti throws, and it's caught by Yanitz. Quick cut, spin move down the right sideline. He's going to take it to the house right inside that pylon, and he made a move at the 35-yard line. We'll see if we get a replay courtesy of Dowds of Plumville, and just like that, one play, 49 yards. It's 13-0, and Yanitz. Wow, that was sensational.
The big thing there, he was able to go in motion, try to fool everybody on it, and he was able to get out in the flat, get that screen, and then put on the burners. That's one thing that Sam always brings to the table. When he gets that football in his hands, he doesn't care who's in front of him. He's going to max his speed out as much as possible and say, hey, here's what I bring, get me down.
Perchetti, the holder. Snap is good, and the kick from Heckathorn is up, and the kick is no good. It is wide right. Teams come upfield, 7:53 to play in the first. River Valley, they've been surging, and they're surging early here tonight. It's 13-0 on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Luxembourg's Jewelers would like to let the community know that due to unfortunate flooding circumstances at their downtown location, they have temporarily moved their inventory to their Indiana Mall store. Elegance and affordability like never before at Luxembourg's overflowing Indiana Mall location. Now is the perfect time to take advantage of Luxembourg's store-wide sale. So if you're looking for breathtaking engagement rings or searching for a stunning Christmas gift, there's no need to wait. Now is the time to visit the store-wide sale at Luxembourg's Jewelers Indiana Mall location.
Hi, this is State Representative Jim Struzzi, and I'm proud to serve the 62nd Legislative District. We take pride in our communities, and I'm proud to support our area teams and all our students, wishing them the best of luck this school year. As we approach this year's election, I encourage you to make your voice heard, whether by mail or on the polls at Election Day. I am grateful for your past support, proud of the progress we've made together, and even more excited about the future. The best is yet to come.
State Representative Jim Struzzi, proud of our progress, and the best is yet to come. Paid for by friends of Jim Struzzi.
As we come back to action, Brian Mills on the return takes the football at the 20 up the left sideline, and he's hit hard, knocked out of bounds. As he approached the 35-yard line, they're going to put it down at the 33.
Mark, a look at that last Luther Ford Lincoln drive summary. Lasted one play, 49 yards in 9 seconds, capped off by a 49-yard touchdown pass from Max Breschetti to Sam Yanitz. Missed extra point, made it 13-0. I'm noticing River Valley, as you mentioned, they're hitting hard this game. They know it's a rivalry game. They know the stakes are up just a little bit. They wanted to make a statement tonight.
7:48. They start at the 33-yard line, and Arone to pass. Pressure again, sacked again by the River Valley Panthers. Casey Yingling for the second time. And this young offensive line is being exposed here for Homer Center.
Yeah, and that's the one problem you have is when you have inexperience, you're not quite sure what reads to make. And I know we're at week 5 of the season, but it's a long learning process for the guys up front, especially if they're pretty young. And we see that right there in Casey Yingling. I mean, he's just able to break through with ease.
Wildcats starting 4 seniors, 3 juniors, 3 sophomores, and a freshman tonight offensively.
Silver lining, though, builds up experience for later seasons.
Arone with a single setback. Brian Mills, he takes the toss, fumbles the football, picks it up on a hop, and going to be tackled for another loss, as making that tackle was the cornerback, Caden Breslavic.
Mills on the carry.
And the Wildcats are going backwards.
Breslavic on the stop.
The football at the 18, so it'll be 3rd down and 25.
3rd and 25.
That's what I do sometimes.
We're going to be keeping an eye on the biggest game in the conference, might be the biggest game of the year in the conference, Cambria Heights and Northern Cambria. After this play, Jake can give us our first out-of-town scoreboard update.
Sure thing.
Roan looking to set up the middle screen, and he completes it to Deegan Fedoric, but the Panthers were waiting for it. The Wildcats pick up about 6 yards up to the 24-yard line, and we'll have to punt it away again.
We'll mark the out-of-town scoreboard. No score between Cambria Heights and Northern Cambria right now. 5:18 to go in the opening quarter. That game is our U92 Heritage Conference Game of the Week, also on Renda Digital TV. We're doing a trifecta with Renda Digital.
Renda Digital TV, Indiana and Derry. Fraser to punt, stands at his own 10-yard line. Fedoric, the long snapper. Dan Jones, who's injured, is an excellent long snapper. Fraser gets the kick away, and the sophomore boots it, lands at the 39. Yanitz picks it up at the 32. Left sideline to the 40, to the 45, 50, and the Wildcats spin him down, but not before he gets to the 41-yard line. A punt of 45 yards, but a good return. We will have a media timeout here from Memorial Field on a beautiful homecoming night. The Panthers will start in Wildcat territory, already leading 13-0 with 5:32 remaining on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
MarionCenterBank.com. Looking for a bank that's rooted in your community? Looking for a bank that has all the latest options that a hometown bank should have? For personal and business banking, home loans and student loans, and fraud protection that's state-of-the-art, trust Marion Center Bank. With locations servicing Indiana, Armstrong, and Cambria counties. Struggling with student loan applications and decisions? Now is the perfect time to inquire about student loans at Marion Center Bank. MarionCenterBank.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Dan in a van hasn't returned your call? Chuck in a truck can't get there for 2 months? Stop dealing with fly-by-nighters and call a company that's fully capable for all your plumbing and heating needs. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated is on call 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit us at joyceplumbing.com. That's joyceplumbing.com. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated, the best place in town to take a leak. PA 042115.
Wildcats, Colin Dunn, another good young football player, a freshman, 5'8", 216-pounder, and he dragged down Jack Rummel for a loss back to the 39-yard line.
Piggybacking off my thoughts on Max Perchetti, I've noticed as the season evolves, he's making a lot of veteran decisions. Earlier, I believe it was the first play of the game for the Panthers, he saw that pressure coming from the right, didn't have an option open, so he just tucked it and ran. He's been doing that well over the past several weeks. He's making veteran decisions. As a sophomore, that's something you really cherish.
Split to the right boundary is Caden Breslavic, 5'10 junior, 6 receptions this season, 127 yards to lead the way. They run a toss right to Burkhart, who runs through a tackle, runs through a second tackle, and has a first down to the 30-yard line.
Looks like they're going to get Caden Breslavic for a hold.
Oh, is there I missed the marker.
It wasn't thrown exceptionally high in the air, but it was thrown right in front of that leading block.
For the Panthers, with the way the Heritage Conference is formed right now with some much larger schools and, well, 5 larger, 5 smaller, they won't be judged so much, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but they won't be judged so much on what they do in the regular season. They will be judged on how they fare in the AA playoffs once you get to playing schools in similar size. They are the largest school in the Heritage Conference by 9 students. They have 191 male students in grades 9 through 11. Marion Center, the second largest at 182, and also up there in the mix. I'm trying to think of the West Shamokin has 182. I formation behind Perchetti. It's third down and about 14 now. And Perchetti pressure, spins out, and he's sacked back inside the 40. Defensively, it was that sophomore, Caden McAnulty, who's really been coming on and getting better and better. And the Panthers will have to send out the punt team.
That was a really nice break off the snap by McAnulty. He was able to get through the left side of the offensive line rather easily. And that's not easy to do, considering the amount of senior leadership on that left side with Noah Ripple and Dakota Sprague, plus junior Jacob Twincheck. That's probably the hardest of the part of the offensive line for River Valley, but he made that look super easy. I don't know if it was just a lapse in blocking up front, but either way, you got to give credit to McAnulty for reading that play as a pass, getting back there rather quickly.
Yeah, there were 3 black jerseys that broke through. The punter, and it's a pretty good punt from Gavin Burkhart, and It is Braden Dunn on the return, and a flag going to come in. I think they had him around the headgear, and that's going to tack on some yardage.
Yeah, Jack Rummel came around, and he had him right in a headlock. That's going to get called almost all the time. Surprisingly, there was an official that was closer to that play. You didn't throw the flag. That came in from the back judge, but either way, that's going to get called 99% of the time.
Report to the main gate immediately, please. Brian McNally to the main gate.
So Homer Center will start off after the mark-off. River Valley territory, I think, after the 15-yard mark-off. Hey, fans, a lot can happen to kids after hours and not just on the gridiron. Babies get fevers, children step on glass, athletes twist their ankles. Ward Hilliard gets hurt on the sideline. If your child or teen needs care and your doctor's office is closed, IRMC at Chestnut Ridge is open 7 days a week, 8 till 8. Since 2009, IRMC at Chestnut Ridge, Old Route 22 in Blairsville, voted best urgent care and walk-in clinic in the Best of Indiana County contest. And speaking of Ward Hilliard, down on the sideline, Ward, quick start for the Panthers, but good defense on that last possession for the Wildcats.
Well, they're not doing anything fancy, Mark. They ran a counter the one time, and Homer just got to be more aggressive like they were that last series. That's all they got to do.
There's that play from the left wing. Dunn comes up with the football and around the right end and picks up about 8 yards, tackled by Nathan Wadding of the River Valley Panthers, inside linebacker, fifth on the team with 21 tackles.
It's again a well-executed counter play by Dunn, able to just take it from the left side over to the right, fool that defensive line, and the middle linebackers for River Valley. Gets a good chunk of yardage, sets up second and short.
Second and a long 2, ball in the right hash, outside of the numbers, looking at the receivers, Cobalt. And up the middle, it is Carson Arone, the sophomore quarterback, and he has a first down on a straight quarterback keeper to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, I like that play call on second and short. Gave the indication that they were going to go long or maybe try to find something in the middle, and it fooled everybody on the River Valley defense. You saw the linebackers retreat back, and that opened a wide hole on the right side in order for Arone to get right through.
Wadding and Wayno on that tackle. 1st and 10 from the shotgun. Throws an out pattern and caught by Colin Doherty. Makes a quick move, and he's tackled at the 30-yard line, so a short gain. Some plays that Homer Center had success with against Purchase line. Nathan Wadding again on the tackle. The Wildcats, Jake, last week down by 6, started at their own 7. They used plays like that to drive right down the field. Unfortunately, they came up with an interception toward the end of the game after a pass that probably should have been caught at the goal line for a touchdown, but it wasn't, and the Wildcats ended up losing by 6. Sidecar to the left, and in motion out of the backfield is Brian Mills. He repositions himself left boundary to the left of slot receiver Braden Dunn, and Carson Arone going to throw deep. That's up for grabs and going to be intercepted. Oh, they not intercepted. The Panthers knocked it away from each other, and they can't believe it. We'll see if we get a replay courtesy of Dowds of Plumville and Greensburg. So Arone just kind of showing some inexperience there, threw it up for grabs. We look at a replay. We'll see if
for the first couple of weeks, that's normally Jake Woodring's ball. I'm surprised Brody Stoller continued to retreat that far back. If you're Carson Arone, you're thinking whatever's up above for another breath at life.
Give Braden Dunn some credit, too. He didn't give up and push the players against each other. And now Arone is smothered by Jack Rummel back at the 45-yard line. 3rd sack of the first quarter for the River Valley Panthers, and the Wildcats will have to send out the punt team.
Now, the momentum was treading toward Homer Center that entire drive, and especially when River Valley had the ball last time, so that was good by Jack Rummel to make that sack well in the backfield, setting up a 4th and long, trying to get that momentum back on River Valley's side. And now, if you're Homer Center, you try to pin them deep. So, you look at the silver linings, that's one of them here, if he can keep it right inside that 5-yard line.
Rummel, their second leading tackler with 30 tackles and an interception to his credit this season. High punt. Wobbles toward the right sideline, and it's going to go out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. Good punt, good job by the sophomore who has a big leg, Brady Fraser. For fans that don't know, he was invited to a showcase, kicking showcase down in Tennessee in the summer and kicked a 50-yard field goal or so while he was down there, and he has a 46-yarder, an Indiana County school record to his credit this year. He kicked that out at Purchase line. 22 seconds left. The Panthers will start at their own 6-yard line, already leading 13-0.
Mark, we got a score update from Duffy Doherty Stadium. The Northern Cambria Colts take a 7-0 lead with 40 seconds to go in the first quarter of the Coal Bowl.
Wow. What a game that is out in Northern Cambria. With the football, Burkhart, left sideline, forced out of bounds by the Homer Center Wildcats' Brady Fraser, who just had that 39-yard punt. So the clock stopped with 17 seconds left in the first. Looks like Cambria Heights punting, too.
Yeah, looks like they're punting, too, and pretty, well, halfway down the field, it looks like.
Second down and about 3 to go for the Panthers. Could be looking at the final play of the first quarter. Been dominated by River Valley. Wildcat defense allowing 32 points a game and 340 yards of offense. And Perchetti, toss right, and with the football and dragged down for a loss is Janetz, and for Homer Center that was Jackson Taylor who beat his man up front as the quarter comes to a close. And when we start the second, River Valley will have third down and long deep in their own territory, but they scored on their first 2 possessions. They lead 13-0 as we head to the second. Thanks to friends of Jim Struzzi for presenting the first quarter right here on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
What's the most popular 5-passenger SUV in central Pennsylvania? That's an easy one. It's the Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, of course. You see them everywhere. I mean everywhere. And why not? It's by far the greatest value on the market. With more standard features than most, great fuel economy, and the best warranty on the planet, buying a new Outlander Sport's an easy choice above all others. You gotta have one. Get your best Mitsubishi deal today at the Mitsubishi Giant.
5-star Mitsubishi Altoona. It doesn't get better than this.
We're the lifeblood of the community.
It's so much more than just a job.
So good patient care is providing top quality care, but also in a timely fashion.
They don't need to go to Pittsburgh for that. They can stay right here in their backyard.
So when a patient walks into your office, you receive them as your family member.
A patient leaves my office feeling heard.
And the focus truly is on what will get us our best patient outcome.
The 3-0 Pitt Panthers will meet Youngstown State at Acrisure Stadium. We'll have it on WCCS right here on WCC. Well, we're on Cat Country too, so I got to say WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160. And then, Jake, you'll be over in Millersville, U92, 1:30 airtime, I believe. Yep. IUP Crimson Hawks in Millersville.
Yep, looking for their third straight win. They've been successful on the road in their last 2 games. IUP loves playing on the road. Who knows what could happen tomorrow?
Third down and 7 to start the second quarter. And with the football, Janetz, he turns the corner. He's at the 15, the 20, up the left sideline, and just getting a piece of him to knock him out of bounds for the Homer Center Wildcats was Sean Valuchik. But they easily pick up that first down as Janetz takes it from the 9-yard line to the 29 for a gain of 20.
That's exactly what River Valley need. New quarter, new life. Try to get that first down right off the bat. Keep the ball in your possession because, again, back in the first quarter, River Valley only needed a little under 2.5 minutes to score both of their touchdowns. And then on their third offensive drive, they went down rather in short order. So they can extend this drive. They'll be able to keep the momentum on their side throughout the second.
Power I formation now for the Panthers. And they hand it off to Gavin Burkhart. Burkhart, nice jump cut to the 40, to the 45, 50. If anybody can catch him, it'll be Fraser, but he's not going to. Burkhart runs away from Brian Fraser and takes it 71 yards for a touchdown, and it's 19-0 River Valley. Outstanding for Gavin Burkhart, his 4th rushing touchdown of the season, and he's now over 400 yards rushing this season.
You got to credit the right side of the offensive line for River Valley. Zeke Doak and Benjamin Whitmer, they were able to take their assignments and just create that gap, part the C's on the right side, and Burkhart was able to dig down deep and push it to 110% on that speed, take it all the way down the field. Homer Center, a good job. They almost collapsed that running room on the right side of the offensive line, but it just wasn't to be. Burkhart just a little too fast in the block and just a little too strong.
They'll try to pick up that missed extra point and go for 2 here, and they have Burkhart under center. And Gavin going to keep it, makes a move at the line of scrimmage, and I think he powered his way into the end zone. He did for the 2-point conversion. And with 11:41 to play in the first half, the Panthers lead the Homer Center Wildcats 21-0. Coming back with the kickoff after this on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
What's the most popular 5-passenger SUV in central Pennsylvania? That's an easy one. It's the Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, of course. You see them everywhere. I mean everywhere. And why not? It's by far the greatest value on the market. With more standard features than most, great fuel economy, and the best warranty on the planet, buying a new Outlander Sport's an easy choice above all others. You gotta have one. Get your best Mitsubishi deal today at the Mitsubishi Giant.
5-star Mitsubishi Altoona. It doesn't get better than this.
We're the lifeblood of the community.
It's so much more than just a job.
So good patient care is providing top quality care, but also in a timely fashion.
They don't need to go to Pittsburgh for that. They can stay right here in their backyard.
So when a patient walks into your office, you receive them as your family member.
A patient leaves my office feeling heard.
And the focus truly is on what will get us our best patient outcome.
Thorne with the kick. It's a squib. It takes a high hop, and Colin Doherty picks it up at the 35 and returns it 5 yards to the 40-yard line, and that's where the Wildcats will start their first possession of the second quarter. On the kick coverage team, it was Troy Milliron for the Panthers.
Mark that last Luther Ford drive summary for River Valley. 4 plays, 94 yards, chewed up 41 seconds, and capped off by a 71-yard touchdown rush by Gavin Burkhart. He put the cherry on top with a 2-point conversion, 21-0 River Valley. A look at the out-of-town scoreboard at the end of one. Purchase Line leading Penns Manor 7-0. Northern Cambria with a 7-0 lead over Cambria Heights. Conemaugh Township 13-0 over Portage. Marion Center 14-0 over West Shamokin. And United Valley 16, Conemaugh Valley nothing.
Well, they finally broke that long dry spell. They give up the middle for the Homer Center Wildcats. We'll give you first quarter stats, too. For the Wildcats, that was Brian Mills, who's returned to the lineup after missing a couple of games. And for the Panthers, it was Caden Breslavic making that tackle. First quarter rushing, River Valley 10 carries, 55 yards, and a touchdown. The Wildcats 7 for -21, which isn't really ideal. For the passing department, 1 of 1 for 49 yards. That was for River Valley, 2 for 4, 8 yards for the Wildcats. Total yardage, 104 yards to -13. First quarter stats brought to you by First Commonwealth Bank. Time to be first. Carson Arone, read option. And Carson,
Arone keeps it.
Yardage over the 45, up near the 47 or 48-yard line. It'll be set up 3rd down and 2.
Mark, I'm feeling a bit peckish right now, and unfortunately I'm in the booth, so I can't make my way over to the Grayson Coral Sportsman's Club. Their special tonight, a small thin crust one-topping pizza, only $7, tax included. That sounds like a deal for me. Do you think they can deliver up to the S&T Bank broadcast booth?
They've done it before. You just never know, and we can't thank them enough for making our video streams of Homer Center possible these past few years. We couldn't do it without them, and $7 tax included. You can't beat that. They give to Mills, and you can't beat that run by Mills, who breaks a tackle and breaks a second and fumbled it right into the hands of Jack Rummel. And Rummel runs through a tackle as it goes the other way, and now you can't beat it if you're a River Valley Panther fan. As we go back and forth, and 2 Wildcats are down, which is even worse news for Homer Center. And one of them, I think, is their outstanding sophomore.
Looks like Caden McAnulty is down.
Caden McAnulty.
And he took a big shot whenever Rummel was trying to change directions to the far side of the field. Coach Page is incensed, and rightfully so. He was hit pretty hard, and he's still on the ground.
So there's an injury timeout. Our timeouts all season long brought to you by Luxembourg's Jewelers, their historic location in downtown Indiana and at the Indiana Mall. Scoreboard says 21-0 Panthers, 10:04 remaining in the first half. Coming back with more on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club continues to soar to new heights. Voted Best Social Club and Best Sportsman's Club in Indiana County 2024. The club is proud of their newly remodeled bar area and is excited about the new air purification system that has been installed, the same technology that area casinos use. New large screen TVs, flooring, skills games, and more. Pizza nights every Thursday and Friday during Wildcat season. The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Go!
Let's go Wildcats!
I'm Senator Joe Pittman.
Good thing, especially with how Homer Center has had their slew of injuries lately. The fact that McAnaldy's able to walk off, that's a good thing. We're looking at the replay on Renda Digital TV. Couldn't see exactly who made that block, but again, it was just an absolutely powerful hit.
Good run by Mills. It was, well, Burkhardt hit him initially, and I'm not sure who that was. It was 66, I think, Wadding.
Oh!
And that...
I wonder if that was, I see 7, that might have been Jacob Twincheck.
It was a good block on McAnaldy. It was clean looking at the replay, but it was viciously hard, let's put it that way. But from a legality standpoint, there was nothing wrong with it. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line for the Panthers. And there's a flag, and Perchetti throws over the middle, has his receiver Sam Ewing right down the center of the field. Going to be a touchdown, but will it count? That will be the answer coming from the officials, and we will find out. It might be coming back.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think they're going to get River Valley on illegal motion. It looked like, I believe it was Verslovic coming across the sideline in motion, didn't get set, and they're going to call that right away.
So a 55-yard touchdown pass negated.
I want to go back to that fumble. The first thing I thought of whenever that ball escaped Brian Mills' grasp, Chris Berman. I feel like that was a big whoop moment, how he would always do that on NFL primetime.
Right. Yeah, somebody stripped it, and then the big hit that unfortunately injured McAnaldy, and I think he's down on the bench being treated by Bob Rupert, who should get hazard pay this season, the Wildcat trainer. He's lost 13 pounds, Jake, since the start of the season, and that's all from his walking exercises to the middle of the field and back. With all of these injuries, it's been absolutely crazy. Say that tongue-in-cheek, but he has been a busy man. Still, well, you've flipped, I guess, in the Whippeal. Derry beating Indiana 21-0.
Yep.
Former Wildcat offensive coordinator, lives right here in Homer City. Mike Carone, the head coach of the Derry Trojans. 1st and 15, the give to Burkhardt. Ankle tackle, that's not going to work on him. And he powers his way into Homer Center territory and getting up off the bottom of the pile as they untangle. And that is, I think, Voluchik, the outside linebacker.
That was a good job by Gavin Burkhardt to follow his blocks. He didn't try to do anything special with that. He's just following it. Once he found a little bit of a crease, he was able to turn up the burners just a little bit. Good thing on Homer Center for Voluchik in order to trip him up before he gets to the chains.
Coming up at halftime, our Wildcat flashback feature with Ron Coleman honoring and chronicling the great 1974 team. So we'll have that on Cat Country too. River Valley Panthers fans, it's something we do regularly. Burkhardt getting a block from Yanitz, trying to get by Fraser, stiff arms him to the 15, to the 10, and they're going to be inside the 10 with a 1st and goal as we move inside the 9-minute mark of this first quarter with River Valley leading 21-0.
I'll tell you what, I was amazed at that because at first you see Burkhardt start huddling toward the pile as we have a replay on Renda Digital TV. He just went into that scrum and immediately just popped out. I think it caught everybody in the stadium by surprise. Everybody was right around the far side of the field, and there's Burkhardt treading down. Only 2 men to beat. He was able to get a decent block for Yanitz and able to extend that run by about maybe 10, 15 yards. Set him up pristine field position here. And Mark, just a quick update from the Coal Bowl. It's now tied at 7, 6:20 to go in the first half.
That game also on Renda Digital TV. 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. They give it to Sam Yanitz up the gut. And Sam inside the 5 down to about the 3-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and goal. A 40-yard run by Burkhardt. Quick Stats tells me that Burkhardt has 156 yards rushing on 8 carries. That's not a bad first half.
I think he and Sam have a little friendly competition going on, saying who can get as many yards on as few carries per game. Normally it's Sam, but Gavin might just be taking that figurative trophy here today.
Sam had 8.7 per pop entering the game, and Gavin 6.5 yards per carry. They go straight eye behind Max Perschetti, and they give it up the middle, and that's a big guy with the football. And
it's Michael Waino.
Michael Waino lining up as a fullback, and he's a fullback, all right. Waino is at 5'8", 220. He did not get in the end zone, however. The Wildcats held him out. So it'll be third down and goal now at the 1 yard line. And the ball pretty much in the center of the field, favoring the left hash a little bit. 21-0 Panthers with 7:50 clock moving here in the first half on this homecoming. If we can, we'll pick up the crowning of the homecoming queen as well here at Homer Center. Right now it's the Panthers crowning the Wildcats on the scoreboard and looking for more, and Max Perschetti hands it to Waino again, bounces it outside and into the end zone. He goes, very patient running by Waino, just waiting for that to open up, and the hole opened up by Zeke Doak and Benjamin Whitmer, the center Jacob Twincheck and company, and the Panthers score again as they drive 55 yards after the fumble recovery, and they lead 27-0.
Yeah, that was just your standard fullback dive, and Waino, he's got that power. You see him, he's a big, beefy guy. One of the nicest players you'll ever meet. When he gets that football in his hands, he's going to use everything he can to motor you down. And again, just the blocking up front on the right side for River Valley opened that crease, and he was able to hop, skip, and jump his way past the goal line and extend this River Valley lead.
Looks like they're going to go for 2 again. Perschetti goes under center, straight eye behind him, and they play fake, throwing into the end zone, and it's caught for the 2-point conversion. Well done. Good ball fake by Max Perschetti, and the 2-point conversion pass caught by senior Jack Brummel. That makes it 29-0 with 7:32 left here in the first half, and our coverage from Memorial Field continues after this on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club continues to soar to new heights. Voted Best Social Club and Best Sportsman's Club in Indiana County 2024. The club is proud of their newly remodeled bar area and is excited about the new air purification system that has been installed, the same technology that area casinos use. New large screen TVs, flooring, skills games, and more. Pizza nights every Thursday and Friday during Wildcat season. The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Go!
Let's go Wildcats!
I'm Senator Joe Pittman. From Indiana to Westmoreland and Jefferson to Armstrong counties, I'm dedicated to supporting every student in the 41st District. As Senate Majority Leader, I'm committed to ensuring our kids have the opportunities they deserve, whether it's excelling in athletics or engaging in extracurricular activities or achieving academic excellence. Together, we're building a strong foundation for our children's future. I appreciate your support and encourage you to vote, whether by mail or in person, on
yard line, and up the center of the field goes Brian Mills. Welcome back, Brian Mills. He can help Homer Center, senior that has done some good things on special teams. It's a shame that ball was jarred loose because he had a pretty nice looking run on the last possession, and with this kick return of about 27 yards, the Wildcats will start off at their own 47.
You think Mills missed being on the field over the past couple of weeks? I'd say so. Like you said, that run before the fumble was fantastic. That return was great. And normally coming off an injury, you might see some players be a little squeamish to take a hit. Now Mills is just running right at him, and I like seeing that from a guy like Brian Mills. Hopefully he can continue building on this as the game evolves.
First down and 10 from the 47, right near that HC logo. And handoff to Mills, who bounces it outside, and the white jerseys are swarming, and they strip the ball from him, and with it is Michael Waino again. Michael Waino is all over the place, and he still hasn't gone down, and he's inside the 30, down to about the 28-yard line. We'll see if we get a replay courtesy of Dowds of Plumville. That ball was just stripped, and the Panthers will be a touchdown away from putting this one into the mercy rule. Well, he bounced it outside and made one tackler miss. They just stole it right out of his arm, and then Waino was the thief. He should get
Yeah.
6 months behind bars for that.
Nathan Wadding just in there to punch it right out. And Waino, I believe that's his 4th fumble recovery of the season. I've noticed a lot of the games, as I mentioned earlier, Waino will just be in the vicinity of where the play's happening and just somehow end up with the ball, almost like a video game glitch. It's weird to see. But again, and it's not usual that you see a guy like Michael Waino come up with so many fumble recoveries, but he sets up River Valley in that great field position.
Perchetti pass, quick slant in, and it's caught. And with the football, it is Caden Versalovic, and he made a quick stop-and-go maneuver and takes it to the house from 28 yards out. Wow, what a move by Caden Versalovic of the River Valley Panthers, his 3rd touchdown reception of the season, and we will be in the mercy rule in the second half. It's 35-0.
Well, you talked about it earlier. You want to see Max Perchetti maybe open up that pass game a little bit, and you saw it right there. Just nice little slant route. Versalovic heading toward the center of the field, hits him on the run, and he's able to do a double juke, evading 2 defenders, and he takes it all the way to the house. Gets some great blocking by Sam Ewing on the left in order to keep that crease open. That was just well executed by River Valley.
Cole Eckathorn to attempt the extra point, 1 of 2 tonight. This one looks right down Broadway, and it is. So back-to-back turnovers on the Wildcats. You can't do that, especially against a good team. They turn it into points, and it's 36-0 with 7:06 remaining in the first half on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your local Erie agent is William G. Meckling Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 724-465-4261 or visit mecklinginsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
At Grand Beginnings Children's Center, their focus is on growing and teaching children to be the best they can be. They know children need education, inclusion, and safety. Grand Beginnings has a mission to provide a warm and nurturing environment in which each child can grow physically, emotionally, socially, intellectually, and spiritually. Grand Beginnings Children's Center with 2 locations in Indiana, teaching children to shine since 1991. Call 724-463-1819. Find them at grandbeginnings.net.
Back with you at Memorial Field, and a timeout has been called, I suppose, because the River Valley Panthers are heading to their sideline. We'll take one with them with 7:06 remaining in the first half. All River Valley, 36-0 Panthers over the Wildcats on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Robindale and its affiliated companies are proud to be a sponsor of all student athletes in the area. For nearly 2 decades, Robindale has been cleaning up refuse coal piles that dot and scar the western Pennsylvania landscape. To reclimate and beautify these areas, Robindale believes deeply in safety, compliance, and community responsibility. If you would like to become a part of the Robindale team, you can contact them at 814-446-6700, extension 122, or see how Robindale can assist your business at robindale.com.
Save up to $12,000 on a new...
Michael Burdick. Jake, update on that Coal Bowl big game for more reasons than being the Coal Bowl.
Well, much different than what's going on here at Memorial Field, tied at 7 with 1:50 to go in the second quarter. That's a defensive contest between Cambria Heights and Northern Cambria. You got to love that. And if you're River Valley, you're hoping Northern Cambria can win that, because then that might force a potential tiebreaker for the Heritage Conference Championship, 3-way tie with Cambria Heights, Northern Cambria, and the Panthers. So we'll keep our eye on that game, and we'll give you the full out-of-town scoreboard at the half.
Eckathorn has it teed up, and what the heck, he'll kick another one. This one end over end, far sideline away from Colin Doherty, and the ball sticks. It looked like it was going to go out of bounds at the 10 to the 15 and to the 20. And not quite to the 20-yard line, I guess, on the far side of the field. There was a sequence earlier in the season where that happened, and the Wildcats inexplicably let the ball there. And who was that, Dennis, that recovered it? I'm trying to think. That might have been in the United Valley game where that happened. But they all run together. Our spotter in the booth is Dennis Mester. And the Wildcats will start at their own 15-yard line.
Mark, Luther Ford drive summary on that last River Valley scoring play. Michael Waino recovered a fumble at the Homer Center 45, set up a 5-play, 55-yard scoring drive, a little over 2.5 minutes, capped off by, well, actually, no, it was just one play, 28 yards.
Right.
Apologize for that. Perschetti found Verslavik for a 28-yard pass. The extra point made it 36-0.
Yeah, the notes are coming fast and furious from our statistician, Jerry Ross. I can't blame you for that.
Not used to all this help.
Carson Arone, toss right to Braden Dunn. He makes a nice move, bounces it outside, zigs and zags his way up to about the 18-yard line or so. 3 tough yards for Braden Dunn. Braden Dunn has had to do a lot of the lifting for Homer Center. He has 50 rushes for 161 yards. He's 24 of 43 as a quarterback, 56% completion percentage, and 5 receptions. So they move him around, and with all of the injuries these past couple of years, he's been a true warrior for this team. And Carson Arone, read option, and picks his way, and he fumbles the ball. And let's see who has this one. He might have gotten it back. That ball popped up, and it's up near the 24-yard line.
Jack Rummel came up with the football, but it looks like they're going to give it to River Valley and then a timeout.
Media timeout on the field, so Rummel came up with it. We do have a media timeout. We'll unsort it when we come back. There's a lot to unpack in this first half on our SCG Hobby halftime report. It's 36-0 Panthers, and they'll have the ball back on a 3rd straight turnover, evidently on the Wildcats, on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
To be a champion, you need to have...
Hi, I'm Eric Brocious. Many of you know me as a high school teacher and a coach. What you didn't know, though, is I'm also a businessman, owner of EMB Computing. I'd like to invite you to our new state-of-the-art facility to see our line of computers, laptops, iPads, MacBooks, and accessories. If you're a business owner, we'll assist you with your networks, servers, workstations, printers, and even your business phone systems. We are located at 57 North 11th Street in Indiana, or you can find us on the web at embcomputing.com. We are your technology specialists.
To be a champion, you need to have teamwork, great skills, good conditioning, and above all, you need to stay healthy. But if injury occurs, you need a team of specialists that can get you back in the game. Indiana Total Therapy has been helping area athletes for years. Indiana Total Therapy, with 3 locations, IRMC at Chestnut Ridge in Blairsville, Shelley Drive in Indiana, and at the Human Motion Institute on the campus of IRMC. ITT, the best in our field, and voted Best Physical Therapy in the Best of Indiana County contest.
Jake, we'll get back to a comment you made off mic and then on the pregame show about the number of turnovers they have forced after this play. Max Perschetti under his center, and he hands it off to Gavin Burkhart, bouncing it outside, and Voluchik and Riley Kobaugh, Homer Center's leading tackler, have him. He never does go down, and they blow it dead. Back to what I was saying with under 6 minutes left in this half, the number of turnovers River Valley has forced the past few weeks.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm somewhat surprised, but I'm also not. Over the past couple of weeks, they've been forcing a lot of turnovers, but tonight, I feel like these are a lot of self-inflicted turnovers by Homer Center. Just not a lot of strong holds on the football. River Valley just coming up with a slight tap from under it, and they poke it seemingly to their own players. It's weird, the difference in quality between these turnovers and the ones I've seen the past couple of weeks.
2nd and 4 for the Panthers. Perschetti goes under center. Jacob Twincheck has a man in motion behind the formation, and they flip it to him, and that is Ewing. And Ewing is dragged down after a short gain from the 20-yard line down to about the 18-yard line.
Carry brought down by number 40, Hayden Bentz.
On the tackle, Hayden Bentz talked to his mom at the desk manager at the Ramada Inn with all of the news coverage on the Trump rally, and she was pulling her hair out. That place was going to be jammed, and she told me about her mom, Janet Gatsky, viewing down in Arcadia, Florida. So we say hello to Janet again. The give to Burkhart, and Burkhart dragged down as he gets inside the 15, and I think that was Voluchik. Yes, it was, again, Sean Voluchik, his twin brother, is on the injury list for the Wildcats. Josh Faluchik, they're hoping maybe next week he can come back. 8 players that have started for Homer Center in street clothes here tonight.
And an injury update on Caden McAnulty. He was injured earlier, and sources say he went to the ER with a severe concussion.
Ugh. Well, add him to the list.
I hope he's okay.
He's a tough kid. Burkhart, single setback. They have a wingman Yanich to the left in motion behind the formation toward the Panther bench. Toss right to Burkhart. Burkhart cuts, zigs, zags, and has positive yardage inside the 10 down to about the 9, maybe even the 8-yard line for the Wildcats. And trying to get the spot on that tackle for the Homer Center Wildcats. Gabe Ruffner, 65, a junior, 6'3", 231-pounder, made that tackle. Riley Cobaugh, the free safety, leads Homer Center with 29 tackles. Gabe, his brother, is number 1 down there, Jake, on the bench. He got hurt in the JV game, and he was starting on varsity. So it just keeps getting worse for Greg Page's Wildcats. Split backs behind Max Perchetti, his sister, of course, unbelievable basketball player. And Perchetti, short drop, slant in pattern, and it's deflected away by Brady Fraser. See who that intended receiver was.
That was Sam Ewing on
Sam
the intended
Ewing,
target.
number 1. Yep.
Yeah, Perchetti got a lot of muscle behind it, but threw it just a little too far out in front of Ewing, and Fraser was able to knock it out of his hands and send that one harmlessly to the grass and complete.
Line of scrimmage, the 9-yard line of the Wildcats. The Panthers will have 3rd down and 7 to go. They can pick up a first down. At the 2-yard line. Split backs behind Max Perchetti, who's really grown physically. He's 6 feet now, 165 pounds. Toss left and coming near sideline with the football and heading to the end zone inside that left pylon sneaks Sam Yanich for another touchdown with 3:16 left here in the first half. It's now 42-0. River Valley Panthers just dominating this football game, and the Wildcats shooting themselves in the feet every imaginable way with the turnovers.
Again, just Sam Yanich, that blazing speed, as we saw once that ball was in his hands, he just jetted to the near sideline and had a couple defenders beat. I'm actually just amazed at what his speed can bring. And some folks might be asking why River Valley is continuing to play their starters. I think they're just setting it up for the second half to play all JV folks.
Yep, you got to play the game. I mean, absolutely right. They have bigger goals in mind, and Homer Center's been in this same situation not too many years ago as Heckathorn drills the extra point to make it 43-0 with 3:16 left in the first half. River Valley, total domination. We'll come back with a kickoff after this on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Robindale and its affiliated companies are proud to be a sponsor of all student athletes in the area. For nearly 2 decades, Robindale has been cleaning up refuse coal piles that dot and scar the western Pennsylvania landscape. To reclimate and beautify these areas, Robindale believes deeply in safety, compliance, and community responsibility. If you would like to become a part of the Robindale team, you can contact them at 814-446-6700, extension 122, or see how Robindale can assist your business at robindale.com.
Save up to $12,000 on a new F-150 at Luther Ford. At Luther Ford, buy a new 2024 F-150 4x4 XLT Super Crew full hybrid and save up to $12,000. Or buy a new 2024 Ford F-150 Super Duty 4x4 XLT Super Crew and save up to $8,000. Wow! And everyone qualifies. Luther Ford with 2 locations and twice the inventory. The savings are huge. Luther Ford, Route 119, Homer City, and Admiral Perry Highway, Evansburg.
A little dead spot on the far side of the field, and I don't mean the grass, and diving on it for the Homer Center Wildcats. I think that's Colin Doherty, and it is. So the Wildcats, let's see if they can take a step forward and hang on to the football. That would be a start, as they have fumbled 3 straight possessions.
Mark, take a look at the Luther Ford Lincoln drive summary. The scoring drive set up by a Jack Rummel fumble recovery. 6 plays, 25 yards, chewed up 3 minutes of clock, 2 first downs. Sam Yanich capping it off with a 9-yard touchdown rush, his second rushing touchdown of the game, 3rd overall.
So the Wildcats will start at their own 16-yard line, this second quarter being presented by Friends of Joe Pittman. 1st and 10. And Carson Arone takes the shotgun snap and hands it off to Braden Dunn. And Dunn to the maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about all. On the tackle for the River Valley Panthers, let's see here. It was Evan Strauss defensively. Mentioned Mike Arone, the Derry Trojans. Mike was the offensive coordinator when the Wildcats went to the state championship game in 2017. Coached with his brother Tony, who's still on the staff here at Homer Center. Mike did an outstanding job, and now the assistant principal at Derry and doing a great job turning that program around. Shotgun snap, Carson Arone is thrown down by Jack Rummel, who's had himself a game here on defense with a couple of fumble recoveries, and that'll be no gain on the play, and we move toward the 2-minute mark. And no need, if you're a Homer Center fan, for a 2-minute warning. You've already been warned many times by the Panthers here in the first half as they have flexed their muscle here at Memorial Field.
I'm trying to think of maybe some solutions for Homer Center, but I'm drawing blanks because it seems like any time they try to come up with something, it either goes backwards or they fumble the ball or it just doesn't, it doesn't go anywhere. This is a weird predicament, and I don't mean to say that in a disrespectful way, but, again, at this stage in the game, you're down 43. I mean, you just got to maybe come up with something that you haven't tried before. Try to get that ball moving down the field.
First thing you need is just pride. You got to play with pride and try to play 4 quarters and not hang your heads. It is what it is with all these young players and all of the injuries, as Carson Arone keeps it, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. So 3 running plays, and they don't net a yard, and Brady Frazier will have to punt it away, or at least I think they will. Greg Page.
No gain, 4th and 10.
Lets the clock run, and 35 seconds, 34, and Frazier will punt it away.
Again, we invite our fans to stick around for the SCG Hobby Halftime Report. Mark will have a Wildcat flashback. We'll look at the first half recap and stats.
Lots of replays. We'll probably just string them together as fast as we can. And there's a snap going to be out of the end zone. Frazier gets it, and he does get a kick away miraculously. He had to go back and save it from going out of the end zone, and it ends up incredibly rolling into River Valley territory. What a job by Brady Frazier. It ends up being a 35-yard punt and no return. That was crazy. What a job. I mean, I thought for sure that was going out of the end zone for a safety. John, do we have a replay? No replay. But the snap, he didn't have a chance, let's put it that way, on the snap.
But I'll tell you what, he did not give up on that play. And as you said, I thought it was going to go out of the back of the end zone for a safety. But what rebounding by Brady Frazier just to get one out of his grasp. And, I mean, obviously we talk about how well he can kick. And you see it right there on the punt, able to drive it. And he put enough spin on the ball, so in that way he took a Wildcat bounce, and now River Valley will set up in their own side of the field. Give or take, that's a pretty good play.
Wouldn't be surprised to just see them take a knee here in this situation with the big lead. Max Perchetti is under center. And they are going to run the ball, interestingly enough, and Gavin Burkhart has it. And Gavin Burkhart, 10 yards to about the 40-yard line. And there's a flag on the play, and it's coming from a line judge well away from anything, unless it's on the Homer Center bench. And we'll see what this is all about with 18 seconds. That's the official we saw coming in through the gate and walking to the pool area where they dress. We didn't know if he was going to make it all the way.
As a hold on River Valley. That's a bizarre call, but only the second penalty we've seen tonight, if I'm not mistaken, which isn't bad at all when you think about it. And
that flag came, I mean, I could have gone to the concession stand for a hot dog and back, and then he threw the flag.
They really gave us some time to ponder.
Hot dog doesn't sound bad right now. Of course, I'm still wanting the small thin crust pizza from the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. They're special tonight, only $7, tax included. Thank you, Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. 7 seconds, clock running, 1st and 19, and they hand it off. And with it is Burkhardt, and he has some running room left side, down the sideline. Wildcats giving chase. They're not going to catch him. He's into the end zone for a touchdown, and about 60 yards on that run, and it makes it 49-0. Not so sure that's a good look for the Panthers in that situation, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Mark. At this stage in the game, going into half, I'm not sure if that 60-yard touchdown was warranted. But, I mean, credit River Valley, I guess, for trying to run up the score. I'm trying not to sound boastful, but, yeah, I'm with you there. That was a very odd selection.
Take a knee, do the classy thing. That was not a good look for the River Valley Panthers, and I have no problem saying it. It has nothing to do with it going against Homer Center. You just don't do that.
Better you than me saying it.
And Heckathorn's kick is blocked.
Now some justice there.
Yeah. So the score is 49-0. I've forgotten about Ward Hilliard during the entire first half. So, Ward, sorry about that. But you saw what happened down there, and not a good look there at the end of the first half for River Valley, but a great look for them overall with the performance and the Wildcats' non-performance in this first half.
Well, I think the latter's more accurate than the form, right? River Valley's doing everything they need to do. They're running like a practice. But Homer's defense and offense, they're just not aggressive. They're not coming up on. They had people in place to make plays. You just haven't done it. And that's football. You've got to be aggressive and attack. They're not doing that, Mark.
All right, maybe we can get a quick word with Coach Page after halftime coming out of the locker room, or Jess Hauser, Ward, whoever you might be able to grab. 2 plays, 51 yards on that Gavin Burkhardt touchdown run. The drive was 2 plays, 51 yards, 28 seconds. And we are at the half on homecoming at Memorial Field. It is 49-0. You heard me right. That's right, 49-0 River Valley over the Homer Center Wildcats on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
I've always been a very hard worker, and I thought that there was something that smart people that work hard could do differently with the money that you've worked so hard to earn. I consulted First Commonwealth Bank. They said, absolutely there is. And then they called us with a program that was directly suited for us. I've been able to enjoy what I've worked a lifetime to create, and I've done all that with the help of First Commonwealth Bank.
Hi, my name is Zachary, and this is the bus that I take to school every day. It's a Smith bus. We have a really fun bus driver, and guess what? Smith Bus Company is hiring new bus drivers.
That's right. Smith Bus Company is hiring positions for full and part-time drivers and driver's assistants. They provide transportation for 6 area school districts, and they're proud of the work they do. Apply now at smithbusco.com, equal opportunity employer.
Homer City American Legion Post 493, a longtime backer of Homer Center Athletics, is pleased to be a part of today's broadcast and wishes the best of luck to the Homer Center Wildcats this season. Homer City American Legion Post 493 has served Homer City and our veterans for more than half a century. They are a staple of the community and believe in giving back. So have fun today, teams. Represent your communities well. From your friends at the Homer City American Legion Post 493.
Best wishes from the Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Company of Gregory and Martin. Now's the time to have your heating and cooling system checked. If you're having trouble with pipes or drainage, contact Gregory and Martin. Gregory and Martin will get to the problem and get it fixed right. For all your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning needs, contact Gregory and Martin in Blairsville. PA number 5726.
Renda Digital TV is Indiana County's leading live stream service. Our team of dedicated producers and on-air personalities work hard to bring you network-level event and sports coverage to your fingertips. And if you can't make it, every live stream is archived, so you never miss a minute. And for you IUP football fans, Renda Digital TV is the exclusive home of Hawk Talk, airing every Monday during the season. Subscribe to Renda Digital TV for free today.
Great food and fun? And you want to go to the hidden dive where all the locals eat? Around these parts, that's Mavericks. Pick your favorites from the jukebox, grab a cold one at the bar, and rack up a round of 8-Ball. They've got a new one-page menu that covers it all. Appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and the best wings. Period. Everything is prepared better than you expect. Minutes from anywhere in Homer City right off 119. Mavericks. Drinks, sports, food. Make us proud, Wildcats. You got it.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained
They put
surgeons.
13 points on the board in the second half and an astounding 36 points on the board in the second quarter, 13 in the first quarter. 3 straight turnovers on Homer Center were turned into touchdowns for the River Valley Panthers, and then they added one on for good measure with no time left on the clock. I'm sure that won't sit well with Homer Center fans, and we've actually heard from a lot of people, even from Blairsville, that didn't think that was the right thing to do, but that's what they did. Got to play the game. You had a chance to tackle them too, so you can make a play on the other side, and the Wildcats did not. And it's 49-0. We're going to come back with more on our RMC High School Sports Network as we try to get the homecoming court on camera on Renda Digital TV. Tell you what, we'll change the format a little bit. We're going to go to break, come back with the homecoming queen announcement, and then we will get to Wildcat Flashback. So a break for now on our SCG Hobby halftime show. It is 49-0 River Valley. Coming back with more on the RMC Renda Media Football Network.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
Due to an overwhelming response, the Dowd semi-annual floor sample sale has been extended. We're clearing our warehouse and filling both stores with over $4 million of inventory. Save on sofas, recliners, sectionals, bedroom and dining room furniture, plus lamps, pictures, and accessories, all ready for immediate delivery. Hurry in, sale ends soon. Dowd's of Plumville and Greensburg.
Doesn't your home deserve Dowds?
Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club continues to soar, and the club is proud to offer newly remodeled facilities for its many members. Voted best social and sportsman's club in Indiana County, the club features a large 3-acre fishing pond that is well stocked and offers a shooting range that is open year-round. The club takes pride in hosting kid-friendly events and the annual fireworks display for the 4th of July. Inside, club members can enjoy a newly remodeled bar area, the perfect place to unwind and watch your favorite team. The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club.
Let's go!
Quick, Ken, we're getting higher and higher.
Almost as high as the closing fees on those mortgages we sold last month.
And we keep getting higher.
I know. Our closing costs are making us a fortune right now.
They sure are, but I meant we are getting higher towards the moon.
Hey, and the best thing is our customers can't find us up here.
Tired of closing costs and hidden fees going to the moon? Are you fed up with online mortgage companies treating you like an astronaut who doesn't have problems with things going higher and higher? Refinancing or purchasing a new home? InFirst Bank is here for you. They've been the trusted local mortgage lender for over 100 years. They won't surprise you with increased closing costs or hidden fees, only personalized service. They'll work with you every step of the way to get you into the home of your dreams. InFirst Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
InFirst Bank, here for you since 1922.
Back up on Renda Digital TV, and our
special thank you is extended to all
cameraman down on the field, Chris Yonner, will focus in on the announcement, and let's see if we can pick that up.
And now, the 2024 Homer Center Homecoming Queen is
Ava King.
Ava King is mobbed, and Jake had the behind-the-scenes reporting on the pregame show that Brian Mills was the homecoming king. So congratulations to Ava King. Right now we're going to get right to our Wildcat flashback feature as we chronicle all season long as we cover Homer Center sports, the 1974 Wildcat team that finished 9-1, losing in a quagmire at Ligonier 7-2 in a season finale. But Ron Coleman talked to him, and here's our Wildcat feature as they were playing their third game of the season 50 years ago.
Hi, everybody. Mark Burdick back with you in our S&T Bank broadcast booth. People Forward Banking, S&T Bank, FDIC. And we welcome you back to our SCG Hobby Halftime Show. And it's time for our weekly feature at the half, our Wildcats Flashback. And it's presented by Mavericks. Food, drinks, and fun await you at Mavericks, Greenville Road in Homer City. All season long at halftime, we're taking you week by week, chronicling, looking back, the 1974 team coached by this guy beside me on video, at least. On radio, we both have good faces for radio, right, Coach? Ron Coleman joining us. And, Coach, you're off to a 2-0 start. Saturday afternoon game. You have to travel outside of Salzburg against Kiski School. It ended up being a 3-0 start, a 20-0 shutout win. First of all, talk about playing Kiski Prep School back then, because they all boys school, a little older too than a traditional high school. How did that all come about back then?
It was a scheduling issue. We were turning over a schedule to try to convert to the Appalachian Conference, and we found a bunch of loopholes. Teams didn't want to play us any longer because we were only offering a one-year contract, and that's how we ended up with Kiski Prep on a 1 year. And of course, obviously, we had to go to their place to get that game. But at that time, that was not a big issue for us. We were used to playing anyone that we could squeeze into the schedule. 1 year we traveled as far as north as Carwinsville and as far south as Somerset. So the difference really with Kiski Prep is that they had, if you will, older students in the student body. And they were a good club, incidentally, too.
You held them to 25 offense, and that was a quagmire game, by the way. We were talking off mic about a game in 73 up at United. Robin Jones, who unfortunately is not with us any longer, passed away a few years ago. He really had a monster game as I look back on some notes from that game.
You could probably say that every game of the entire season. Robin was a special player, and he had probably the game of his life there in conditions you can't imagine.
Yeah. Tony Piccolini, dropping another name, outstanding wide receiver for you, caught a long touchdown pass from quarterback Jim Smokey Placha.
He did. One of the things about Tony that I always used to comment about is, and I used to compare him to a cartoon with the fox in the woods hiding behind a tree. No one could ever see the fox hiding behind a tree. That was Tony running around in the secondary. How he got loose, sometimes I would shake my head, but he managed to do it, and Jimmy found him quite often doing that.
Added up to a 20-0 victory, and the 74 Wildcats were off to a 3-0 start and getting ready to host the United Lions Week 4. And you might guess they had a little better luck than our modern-day Wildcats did in the season opener. We'll talk about the United Lion matchup next week with Coach Ron Coleman. Wildcat Flashback presented by Mavericks. Food, drinks, and fun. Wildcat football on Renda Digital TV awaits you Friday nights to Greenville Road in Homer City. And our SCG Halftime Report will continue right after this on the Renda Media Football Network, presented by IRMC. Yes.
Hi?
We're looking for insurance.
Oh, let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited.
Everybody!
But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
More choices and more savings at Walbeck Insurance. 479-9378. 479-9378.
So what sets S&T apart from other financial institutions is that they are visionary. Now, we understand that it is partially about the numbers, but they know it's not just about the numbers. It's about the management team, it's about the strategic and business plan, it's about how the team is going to execute on that. In short, S&T gets it. Quite honestly, we couldn't have done it without S&T.
Memorial Field, 49-0, River Valley. Congratulations, Dave King, the homecoming queen. As we recap this first half for you, it would take us forever if I set up every drive for you. We could tell you that River Valley put 13 on the board in the first quarter, 36 on the board in the second quarter, took advantage of 3 Homer Center turnovers in the second quarter on 3 straight possessions. We string it together this way and give you the radio replays that shaped up a dominant River Valley first half. And a nice jump cut by Yanitz into the secondary. Runs through a couple of tackles. 15-10. He'll take it right toward the goalpost and into the end zone for a 35-yard touchdown run. Sam Yanitz gets the River Valley Panthers on the board, his 9th rushing touchdown of the season. Yanitz in motion behind the formation, and Perchetti throws, and it's caught by Yanitz. Quick cut, spin move down the right sideline. He's going to take it to the house right inside that pylon, and he made a move at the 35-yard line. We'll see if we get a replay courtesy of Dowds of Plumville, and just like that, one play, 49 yards. It's 13-0, and Yanitz. Wow, that was sensational. And they hand it off to Gavin Burkhardt. Burkhardt, nice jump cut to the 40, to the 45, 50. If anybody can catch him, it'll be Fraser, but he's not going to. Burkhardt runs away from Brian Fraser and takes it 71 yards for a touchdown, and it's 19-0 River Valley. Outstanding for Gavin Burkhardt, his 4th rushing touchdown of the season, and he's now over 400 yards rushing this season. Right now it's the Panthers crowning the Wildcats on the scoreboard and looking for more, and Max Perchetti hands it to Waino again, bounces it outside and into the end zone. He goes. Very patient running by Waino, just waiting for that to open up, and the hole opened up by Zeke Doak and Benjamin Whitmer, the center Jacob Twincheck and company, and the Panthers score again as they drive 55 yards after the fumble recovery, and they lead 27-0. Perchetti pass, quick slant in, and it's caught, and with the football, it is Caden Versalovic, and he made a quick stop-and-go maneuver and takes it to the house from 28 yards out. Wow, what a move by Caden Versalovic of the River Valley Panthers, his 3rd touchdown reception of the season, and we will be in the mercy rule in the second half. It's 35-0. Toss left, and coming near sideline with the football and heading to the end zone inside that left pylon sneaks Sam Yanitz for another touchdown with 3:16 left here in the first half. It's now 42-0 River Valley Panthers just dominating this football game, and the Wildcats shooting themselves in the feet every imaginable way with the turnovers. 1st and 19, and they hand it off. And with it is Burkhardt, and he has some running room left side, down the sideline. Wildcats giving chase. They're not going to catch him. He's into the end zone for a touchdown, and about 60 yards on that run, and it makes it 49-0. And that's where we are at the half. Jake will check the stats when we come back on our SCG Hobby halftime report. River Valley 49 and the Homer Center Wildcats nothing. Mercy rule time as we head to the second half on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
It's a true treasure in Blairsville, a style of eating that's rare, and that's the diner experience. Dean's Diner on Route 22 captures the mood and atmosphere of the old-fashioned family-style eating of the off-road diner. Scrumptious home-style meals you remember growing up with, capped off with Dean's Diner's famous assortment of homemade pies. Why not stop in after the game? Open 24 hours, 7 days a week. Dean's Diner, Route 22, Blairsville, the classic diner eating experience.
From furniture to flooring, mattresses to accessories, you'll save big at Dowd's. Dowd's showrooms are filled with furnishings from America's finest manufacturers. You can save thousands on Dowd's floor samples and receive incredible savings on custom orders. Whether you're looking to furnish one room or your entire home, right now it's all on sale at Dowd's. Drive a little, save a lot. Dowd's of Plumville and Greensburg.
Doesn't your home deserve Dowd's?
Dan in a van hasn't returned your call? Chuck in a truck can't get there for 2 months? Stop dealing with fly-by-nighters and call a company that's fully capable for all your plumbing and heating needs. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated is on call 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit us at joyceplumbing.com. That's joyceplumbing.com. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated, the best place in town to take a leak. PA 042115.
And we will tell you first that IRMC at Chestnut Ridge and Blairsville's Urgicare, they will fast track you, get you quick access to their team of medical experts, highly trained and ready to treat all minor injuries and illnesses. IRMC at Chestnut Ridge is a full spectrum of Urgicare 7 days a week from 8 to 8. And up with the waiting game, you can count on IRMC at Chestnut Ridge, Old Route 22 in Blairsville, where they get you in, get you out, and get you better. And it's 49-0 here. Jake, what about the first half stats? All River Valley.
Well, it's very lopsided. We'll start with the Panthers. Max Perchetti, 2 of 3 passing, 77 yards and 2 touchdowns. Odd to see him make touchdown passes on his only 2 completions. And again, he stands with 77 yards. Leading the rushing attack for River Valley is Gavin Burkhart. He's carried the ball 11 times for 228 yards and 2 touchdowns in the game. His longest runs of the night, 71 and 61 yards. Sam Yanitz behind him, 6 carries, 77 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Michael Waino from the fullback position, 2 carries, 7 yards, and a touchdown. River Valley has run the ball 23 times that first half with 295 net yards and 4 touchdowns. Receiving, Sam Yanitz, 1 catch for 49 yards and a touchdown. Caden Vraslavic, 1 catch for 28 yards. And River Valley, their yardage for the first half, 372 yards, 77 passing, 295. Time of possession, 11 minutes and 5 seconds. Now for the Homer Center Wildcats, it is Braden Dunn leading the way with 18 yards on 4 carries. Brian Mills follows him with 12 yards on 4 carries. And passing for Carson Arone, 2 of 4 with 8 net yards.
Down to the field, we have Ward Hilliard. Ward, we just learned that the coaches have agreed to play 2 10-minute quarters the rest of the game, so the final 2 quarters are going to be 10 minutes. We'll just leave the coach alone. We got to go to break because we have a lot of commercial inventory to get in. We'll do that right now. 49-0. River Valley. It's going to be a shortened second half. We have more injury news. 3 more starters have been lost for the remainder of this game, too. Coming back with more from Memorial Field, the SCG Hobby halftime show on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
I'm Senator Joe Pittman. From Indiana to Westmoreland and Jefferson to Armstrong counties, I'm dedicated to supporting every student in the 41st District. As Senate Majority Leader, I'm committed to ensuring our kids have the opportunities they deserve, whether it's excelling in athletics or engaging in extracurricular activities or achieving academic excellence. Together, we're building a strong foundation for our children's future. I appreciate your support and encourage you to vote, whether by mail or in person, on election.
From furniture to flooring, mattresses to accessories, you'll save big at Dowd's. Dowd's showrooms are filled with furnishings from America's finest manufacturers. You can save thousands on Dowd's floor samples and receive incredible savings on custom orders. Whether you're looking to furnish one room or your entire home, right now it's all on sale at Dowd's. Drive a little, save a lot. Dowds of Plumville and Greensburg.
Doesn't your home deserve Dowds?
SCG Hobby. It's in the name. Sports cards, comics, gaming, and more. Speaking of more, they also have a huge selection of Legos, board games, Dungeons & Dragons, and Warhammer. Whatever you fancy, they've got you covered. Come join the SCG family for fun events and tournaments nightly, including Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! And more. Dive into a world of sports and fantasy at the SCG Hobby nearest you, with locations in Indiana, Latrobe, Altoona, and North Huntington. Find out more by logging into scghobby.com.
Best wishes from the Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Company of Gregory and Martin. Now's the time to have your heating and cooling system checked. If you're having trouble with pipes or drainage, contact Gregory and Martin. Gregory and Martin will get to the problem and get it fixed right. For all your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning needs, contact Gregory and Martin in Blairsville. PA number 5726.
Nothing River Valley to kick off to Homer Center. Both coaches agreeing to play 2 10-minute quarters. Jake, real quickly, out-of-town scoreboard.
Marion Center shutting out West Shamokin at the half, 28-0. United Valley 43, Conemaugh Valley nothing at the half. Conemaugh Township a 13-8 lead over Portage. Purchase Line 7, Penns Manor nothing. Cambria Heights 7, Northern Cambria 7 in the Coal Bowl. And in the WPIAL, Derry 21, Indiana nothing.
Kick far side of the field, taken on the run by Colin Doherty to the 30 and goes down at about the 34-yard line. Ward, just keep your mic open during the second half if you wish, and you can chime in as you please. We should have told you that in the first half, but it's been rapid fire. In Homer Center, they lost 3 more players that are out for the remainder of the game. 2 of them at IRMC just being checked out as a precaution, but they'll be without Brian Mills again, Caden McAnulty, and Colin Dunn.
Wow. That's all I can say more. It's been one bad season for injuries.
It's been one like I can never remember, to be honest with you. Second half kickoff brought to you by Grand Beginnings Children's Center. With 2 locations in Indiana, teaching children to shine since 1991. And $49 donated by Grand Beginnings Children's Center to the Teddy Bear Fund Drive in the first half. And the Wildcats with the football, let's see who they have there at running back. Going to be a lot of new players in there this half for both sides. Carter Henry, a freshman, on the carry. Grand Beginnings, 2 locations, helping the kids through Renda Media's 46th annual Teddy Bear Fund Drive. Every Friday night, our 4 games across the Renda Media network. They donate $1 for every point scored during our 4 broadcasts. And entering the weekend, $705 to the Teddy Bear Fund Drive, courtesy of Grand Beginnings Children's Center. Renda Media says thank you, Grand Beginnings, for your outstanding support. See who the quarterback in there is for the Wildcats, and it is Drew Fisher. And I don't know that he's ever quarterback, but he's in there now. Denny,
at this point, you might as well try to see, throw something at the wall, see what stinks.
Don and Denny Mester said they've never seen him quarterback. And I just think they're going to try to navigate the second half, and the schedule will lighten a little bit for Homer Center, Conemaugh Valley, and then West Shamokin. Conemaugh Valley on the road next week. Will be on the air at 6:15, and then West Shamokin here in 2 weeks. So, but more injuries tonight for Homer Center. Unbelievable. Center will try to identify some of these youngsters. Dom Shimko in at center, and Drew Fisher hands it off, and far side of the field, quite frankly, I didn't see what, or Henry on the carry it was, Jerry says.
Trying to see who made the tackle. River Valley has utilized the bench a little bit for defense. I see Hunter Adair out there. Going to try to name some of the other folks. Brendan Brzezinski. Brady Kaufman. I believe Luke Faust probably be on the field.
We'll take a timeout after this punt. Brady Frazier to punt on 4th down and 9. See who's deep for the Panthers. I'm sure that'll be a youngster out there.
I think it's Brzezinski out there.
And the snap is bad. Frazier picks it up. He's going to run maybe try kicking it rugby style, and it's blocked out of bounds. And this is turning into a comedy of errors here at Memorial Field, and you just want to try to get through it. It'll be River Valley ball when we return. 7 minutes left in the third quarter on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Renda Digital TV is Indiana County's leading live stream service. Our team of dedicated producers and on-air personalities work hard to bring you network-level event and sports coverage to your fingertips. And if you can't make it, every live stream is archived, so you never miss a minute. And for you IUP football fans, Renda Digital TV is the exclusive home of Hawk Talk, airing every Monday during the season. Subscribe to Renda Digital TV for free today.
We're the lifeblood of the community.
It's so much more than just a job.
So Good Patient Care is providing top quality care, but also in a timely fashion.
They don't need to go to Pittsburgh for that. They can stay right here in their backyard.
So when a patient walks into your office, you receive them as your family member.
A patient leaves my office feeling heard.
And the focus truly is on what will get us our best patient outcome.
Field running clock in the second half, and River Valley committed a penalty that will back them up to the 25-yard line. They have a lot of youngsters in there too, and we want to give these young players on both sides some love and mention names. Jake, if you could pick up some of the River Valley linemen. We can tell you the quarterback is Jake Woodring, a freshman, 5'8", 130, straight I formation behind him. And he's going to hand it off to the deep back, and running with the football is Jacob Shirley. And Shirley fumbles the football, and let's see who has it on the far sideline in front of the River Valley bench. The Panthers did recover.
Oh, I see Luke Faust out there, Tanner Flickinger, as you said, Jake Woodring, Kaysen Yingling is in the backfield. River Valley just trying to go down the list as I see the numbers.
81, yeah, oh, you mentioned Brzezinski already, yep.
Yeah, he wasn't back on that punt return, but he was the one who blocked that punt.
There's a 21, and I don't have a 21 on my roster, I think, as a receiver right, unless I'm misreading the number. They give it up the middle and flung down around the 5-yard line. That is Yingling. On the tackle, Brighton Lookhart, who transferred in from another school district. Checking in for the Homer Center Wildcats defensively, Jackson Strong, a freshman.
Number 21 is Lucas Kishlock for River Valley.
He is a receiver to the right. I formation behind Woodring, up the middle to Yingling. Yingling bounces it off right tackle and bounces it into the end zone. With 4:50 left in the third quarter, it's now 55-0, River Valley. Lucas, you said 21?
Lucas Kishlock.
And Michael, our studio engineer on the radio side, you do not have to worry about radio replays the rest of the way. The first half told the story in this one, and it was ugly for the team wearing black and white, and a fabulous performance by the River Valley Panthers. And it looks like they'll attempt an extra point. Is that Perchetti perhaps, Jake? Looks like number.
Yeah, that looks like Max Perchetti. I didn't know he kicked.
Well, we're going to find out if he can. Good snap, put down, and he can kick. It's good.
Right down Broadway.
Teams come up field. It's 56-0 River Valley with 4:50 remaining in the third quarter. Being brought to you by SeaWorld Satellites. Back after this on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Renda Digital TV is Indiana County's leading live stream service. Our team of dedicated producers and on-air personalities work hard to bring you network-level event and sports coverage to your fingertips. And if you can't make it, every live stream is archived, so you never miss a minute. And for you IUP football fans, Renda Digital TV is the exclusive home of Hawk Talk, airing every Monday during the season. Subscribe to Renda Digital TV for free today.
7
We're the lifeblood of the community.
It's so much more than just a job.
So good patient care is providing top quality care, but also in a timely fashion.
They don't need to go to Pittsburgh for that. They can stay right here in their backyard.
So when a patient walks into your office, you receive them as your family member.
A patient leaves my office feeling heard.
And the focus truly is on what will get us our best patient outcome.
Return Colin Doherty for the Homer Center Wildcats. Returns it up
led by number 55, Tanner Flicken.
The field over the 20 to, let's see where they're going to put the football down at the 27, 28-yard line.
I'll mark the Luther Ford drive summary after the block punt by Brennan Brzezinski. 3 plays, 15 yards, shoot of 2 minutes, 13 seconds, capped off by a 7-yard rush by Kaysen Yingling. The extra point by Max Perchetti made it 56-0. You know, seeing Perchetti kick that ball reminded me of last year when Brad McDivitt and Dom Bartolini, a tight end and an offensive lineman, took turns with an extra point each year, or throughout the year. Brad McDivitt edged him 1-0.
By the way, Tanner Flickinger on the kick coverage. We want to credit these youngsters that are in there for both teams. Drew Fisher, who we don't believe is ever quarterback. Eli Turk, the JV quarterback, got hurt Monday. No surprise there, right? And Drew Fisher takes the handoff, and a loss of a couple. I don't have, we've put them in the archives, the old rivalry between the Blairsville Bobcats and Homer Center Wildcats, but I know from studying that rivalry, the largest margin of victory in the old rivalry between the Bobcats and Wildcats, it was 52 both ways. 52-0 Homer Center one year. Couldn't tell you the year. My memory's not that good. And the Bobcats defeated Homer Center a different year, 52-0. That was the Ron Coleman, Ernie Widmar days when they truly hated each other. Here's Fisher. Fisher running, nice run by the youngster over the 40 to the 41 for a gain of about 14 yards. Drew Fisher, a junior, 6'1", 156. Hunter Adair on the tackle for the Panthers. Looking ahead to next week, Jake, you'll be back at the new stadium, 6.2 miles down the road.
Yep.
Purchase Line will be the opponent. I don't know if we have an update on that score.
8-7, Penns Manor was leading at the end of the first half.
Interesting. Purchase Line. Well, that is a backyard rivalry there.
Mm-hmm.
Those two schools going at it. From the shotgun, and they hand it off to little Henry, and Henry spins for 4 yards to the 45-yard line. Diminutive running back, 5'5", 121. Brody Hauser. I'm not sure if that's a relation to the coach or not, but Jake, you would know.
Yes, it is. And some other names for River Valley out there: Dane Curnow, Devin Blauser, Leland Felton, Hayden Height, and Anthony Basil. Those are some of the others I missed earlier.
For the Homer Center Wildcats, a receiver to the left boundaries, Tavius Skillings, a junior.
Is that Vince?
I don't believe so. There's a fumble, and diving on it is Homer Center's quarterback, Drew Fisher. As we are under 2 minutes, rolling clock here, 56-0 River Valley.
Loss of 5, 3rd down and 11.
You know, Mark, a lot of the confusion out here, these kids probably never lined up like this, even in practice, because so many injuries. So they're playing in positions maybe they haven't played in before.
A voice from my past. There he is. He reemerges. Ward Hilliard down on the sideline tonight. Thank you, Ward. Anytime, just chime right in. 3rd down and 11 for the Wildcats. Shotgun snap. Fisher throws out in the flat and threw it way too high for the intended receiver, Tavius Skillings. Last year down at Salzburg's Trojan Stadium, River Valley blanked Homer Center 42-0. And looks like maybe back-to-back shutouts. Northern Cambria, by the way, has just scored, and former Homer Center player Reese Wagner with the touchdown. Brady Frazier really deep in this punt formation, and we'll see if that's still Deegan Fedoric snapping. This one wobbles back. He does field it, and the punt is blocked again. And it bounces and comes laterally and now takes a bounce in favor of the Panthers to the 32-yard line. And picking it up and running is Frazier. but he'll be stopped shy of the lead chain. If he reacts quicker, he would have a first down for Homer Center.
Yeah, you saw once Frazier picked that ball up, everybody was screaming, hey, run, it's a live ball.
They're going to start the clock again, and this quarter will be over. That Coal Bowl is tied up at 14 apiece. Don, did you see how long the touchdown play was there for the Colts? 8-yard run. So they restart the clock, and this quarter is going to come to an end. River Valley puts 7 more on the board. It's 56-0 Panthers over the Wildcats on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club continues to soar to new heights. Voted Best Social Club and Best Sportsman's Club in Indiana County 2024. The club is proud of their newly remodeled bar area and is excited about the new air purification system that has been installed, the same technology that area casinos use. New large screen TVs, flooring, skills games, and more. Pizza nights every Thursday and Friday during Wildcat season. The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Go!
Let's go Wildcats!
Looking for unbeatable savings on TV and internet? Bundle and save with Dish TV and HughesNet satellite internet. Now you can get $5 off each bill and lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Dish TV packages start at just $84.99 a month, and HughesNet plans begin at $59.99 a month. Call SeaWorld Satellites today at 724-463-3200 and start saving. SeaWorld Satellites, your one-stop shop for TV and internet savings.
The Heritage Conference will save you money.
Valley with the football and a loss on a running play in there for the Panthers running the football. I think that was Jake Woodring, tackled by Hayden Bentz.
Yeah, Jake Woodring was in as the running back there, and Keegan Leidecker, a sophomore quarterback, under center for that. So I see Coach Hauser trying to maybe switch up some of his young players on the field a little bit, try to get them some experience in different spots.
He has about 60 to pick from, so why not, right? Lucas Kishlock, a receiver to the right boundary. And handoff and coming near side into lots of running room. It's Woodring using a stiff arm, breaking a tackle, and then finally flung out of bounds, but they'll keep the clock moving with the mercy rule. And Woodring, quarterback Jake is, I was not expecting him to play. Is that Keegan Leidecker? Is that how you say it? Leidecker.
Leidecker, 5'9", 150 pounds, sophomore quarterback, also plays a little bit of linebacker as well. And Jake Woodring's also listed as a quarterback, so moving forward in the next couple of years, you're going to see them maybe switch in and out, maybe create a multi-quarterback system. I don't have the scouting report much on Leidecker, but I would imagine with his size, he'd be more of a mobile quarterback. But again, that's what games like this will tell is, what to expect in the future.
Donnybrook, heck of a game at Northern Cambria on Renda Digital TV. 14-14 Colts and Highlanders. And to give around the left end, and Jacob Shirley running for the end zone. Did he get in? Going to be knocked out inside the 5-yard line, down close to the goal line. But it'll be first and goal, I should say. Where did they put him out of bounds at? Let's see where they put that football down. Clock running, 7:40 and ticking. They're going to say he was out of bounds at about the 3 or 4 yard line. Hard to see from this vantage point. It might be on that 3-yard PAT line.
I'll tell you what, Jacob Shirley's listed as a wide receiver, but it would not surprise me if next year he's listed as a running back because of his blazing speed and his ability to find holes in the offensive line.
They're going to kick a field goal attempt on first down.
I know I saw that with AJ down there signal.
Oh, maybe there was a touchdown. That's the reason. The officials didn't really signal touchdown.
His play for Shirley was a touchdown.
So
I did not see any signal at all there, Mark.
No, I didn't either. But it's a touchdown and an extra point, and we're going to get out of here on a break. It's 63-0 River Valley over Homer Center on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
MarionCenterBank.com. Looking for a bank that's rooted in your community? Looking for a bank that has all the latest options that a hometown bank should have? For personal and business banking, home loans and student loans, and fraud protection that's state-of-the-art, trust Marion Center Bank. With locations servicing Indiana, Armstrong, and Cambria counties. Struggling with student loan applications and decisions? Now is the perfect time to inquire about student loans at Marion Center Bank. MarionCenterBank.com. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
At Grand Beginnings Children's Center, their focus is on growing and teaching children to be the best they can be. They know children need education, inclusion, and safety. Grand Beginnings has a mission to provide a warm and nurturing environment in which each child can grow physically, emotionally, socially, intellectually, and spiritually. Grand Beginnings Children's Center with 2 locations in Indiana, teaching children to shine since 1991. Call 724-463-1819. Find them at grandbeginnings.net.
Fisher has the ball squibbed through his legs, and he goes back near the goal line and picks it up and returns it to about the 15-yard line, and the clock continues to roll here with 6.5 minutes left, and it's been a rough night, 63-0. You feel badly for head coach Greg Page, his staff, and the players going through this, and with all of the injuries and putting all of the what's left of the starting unit on ice for the second half, and Jess Hauser also accommodating that with playing all of his backup players. So Wildcats need a guard, so they yell, hey, we need a guard. So trotting in is Gage Henry, a seldom used senior who's in there. So 1st and 10 halfway through this fourth quarter, and they fake it, and on the read option, it is Drew Fisher, and good running for Fisher to the 30, to the 32-yard line, and kind of a mock cheer on the far sideline. I'm not sure if that's maybe a player that doesn't get a lot of playing time that made that tackle, but
that's exactly what it was, Mark. I'm not sure who made the tackle.
Devin Blauser.
It was Devin Blauser, okay.
So he's a seldom used senior.
Yeah, but he's a very great kid. I've talked to him several occasions. He comes to practice every week and every day ready to work.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fisher, Jerry, what was that run? 18-yard run. He's going to run the RPO again, and the Panthers stack him up as a flag flies. I'm not sure why there'd be a need for any flag on either team right now, but the officials...
I could maybe vouch. Learning experience. Some of these younger players, prep them for years to come. But I feel like this is Ed Hockley.
They're picking it up and waving it off, and they restart the clock.
I was going to say, I felt like this was an Ed Hockley moment. Yes, there are penalties in the Pro Bowl. I remember that back when it was an actual game and not a laughing stock.
Looks like the Colts have the ball backed on, yep. So, fourth quarter action at Duffy Doherty Field, tied at 14. No, it is Cambria Heights with the ball. And as I watch the screen, I better pay attention to what's in front of me through the front windshield. And it's Carter Henry on the carry. Anthony Elliott on the tackle for the Panthers.
Another cheer, Cam Perkey. I believe he's the shortest player on the team, standing 5 feet, weighing 115 pounds. He was able to make a varsity tackle.
It is Northern Cambria with the football. So that game tied up. Going to go down to the wire. 3rd down and 7, 4 minutes left in the game. And Drew Fisher, play fake, comes near side, going to pick up a first down to the 45-50. Left sideline and tackled from behind as he gets all the way to the Panther 31-yard line. Good tackle by the Panthers, not giving up on that play. Caden Smith. And a good run by Drew Fisher. 33-yard run.
Fisher looks like a good player there. He's got decent size, decent speed.
And he's never quarterbacked for Ward. He has 6 carries, 70 yards. Ward, you better be careful. Coach Page might put you in. First and 10 for the Wildcats. And again, the RPO, and Fisher trying to bounce it outside, and he zigs and zags his way and then stumbles down for a gain of 4 or 5 yards. Next week, back on Cat Country 106.3, Jake and Chuck Clark will have the Purchase Line Red Dragons visit. Do they have a name for that stadium, or is it just River Valley Stadium?
We call it the Palace, but they call it Panther Stadium.
Panther Stadium. So you'll be there 6:30 airtime, right?
On Cat Country 106.3.
We'll be out at Conemaugh Valley. It's going to be a battle of winless teams, the Valley Blue Jays and the Wildcats, next Friday night, 6:15 airtime.
So how about this? Tavius Skillings is on the outer wing. Okay, now they bring somebody out to cover him. He was all by himself. They could have just threw a lollipop to him.
Wish they'd throw a lollipop to me. I'm kind of hungry. Carter Henry on the carry. Not much going on there. Might even lose a half yard as we approach the 2-minute mark left in this football game.
Mark, just for your info, I talked to Coach Hauser, and he said it's all right if I get him on the field here.
Well, we'll send Jake down for that.
Okay,
we can do it that way.
You don't want him to come up?
We'll just do it that way. If that's what he said, that's get a camera on him down there, and after they break huddle, we can do that. Drew Fisher. Read option again, and reading it better is the River Valley Panther defense as they push him back. And was that a 4th down play? This will be 4th down coming up. 90 seconds left, moving clock here at Memorial Field. Coal Cambria Heights does have the ball back right now. What a game that is, those two undefeated teams. So somebody, what will there be? How many undefeated teams are there? Just the two?
Just those two.
Yep, that's right.
Penn's Manor streak was ended last week by Portage.
Right. Marion Center's 3-1. 4th down and about 4 to go. And a whistle. And what's going on? Ward, did you blow your whistle down there?
I don't think he has his headset on. Well, I guess that's my indicator to go down. Or unless you want me to stay up for a little bit.
Up to you. You can grab the mic down there and tune in that way, too.
I'll do that.
For Drew Fisher, 8 carries, 76 yards.
So under a minute left. A restart the clock. We will have Coach's Corner tomorrow morning, 8 to 10 on 1450 WDAD and 100.3 FM. Todd Marino, Ward Hilliard. Drew Fisher with Carter Henry to his left. They have a tight end, and with it is Fisher. Fisher, first down yardage to the 20 and down to the 17 or 18 yard line. And we may have witnessed the final play in this football game.
On the stop. Enough yards for a Wildcat.
And
first down.
That is going to do it, I do believe, down to 10 seconds. Fisher, 84 yards on 9 carries. Quick Stats brought to you by First Commonwealth Bank. Time to be first. They do get one final playoff, and Fisher going to throw for the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown for the Homer Center Wildcats. Well, how about that? Tavius Skillings cut in front of the defender for the touchdown, and the Wildcats have something to cheer about on the game's final play, and they will not even run the extra point, and we have a final. How many yards, Jerry, on that touchdown? 16-yard pass to Tavius Skillings. Stay with us for our First Commonwealth Bank postgame show. It's coming up next. Final score, River Valley 63 and the Homer Center Wildcats 6. You've been listening and watching on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Ready for your next adventure? With Repine Travel, unforgettable memories are just around the corner. November 10th to 16th, immerse yourself in the excitement of Branson, Missouri. Or get swept up in the holiday magic of New York City, December 8th to 10th. And mark your calendars for October 2025. Set sail on a no-fly Islands in the Bahamas cruise aboard the luxurious Symphony of the Seas. Relax and explore the islands like never before. A big thank you to everyone who voted Repine Travel the best travel agency in the best of Indiana County. Book now with
It's a true treasure in Blairsville, a style of eating that's rare, and that's the diner experience. Dean's Diner on Route 22 captures the mood and atmosphere of the old-fashioned family-style eating of the off-road diner. Scrumptious home-style meals you remember growing up with, capped off with Dean's Diner's famous assortment of homemade pies. Why not stop in after the game? Open 24 hours, 7 days a week. Dean's Diner, Route 22, Blairsville, the classic diner eating experience.
What's the most popular 5-passenger SUV in central Pennsylvania? That's an easy one. It's the Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, of course. You see them everywhere. I mean everywhere. And why not? It's by far the greatest value on the market. With more standard features than most, great fuel economy, and the best warranty on the planet, buying a new Outlander Sport's an easy choice above all others. You gotta have one. Get your best Mitsubishi deal today at the Mitsubishi Giant.
5-star Mitsubishi Altoona. It doesn't get better than this.
At IRMC, we have all of the necessary pieces in place to perform complex operations, including highly skilled and specially trained surgeons, their support team of experts, and advanced technology like the Da Vinci robotic surgical system. As a result, patients spend less time in the hospital, recover faster, and get treated close to home. So there's no reason to puzzle over where you should get your surgical care. The answer is right here at IRMC.
You on our post-game show, our first Commonwealth Bank post-game show. Total domination tonight by River Valley, 63-6. They led 49-0 at the end of the first half. And Jake Slobotnik is standing by with head coach Jess Hauser down on the field. Jake?
All right, Mark, thanks so much. Coach, I mean, there's no better way to put it other than that was just falling. From your point of view, what was working for you guys tonight?
Was getting off the ball. We challenged them up front and challenged the running backs to put some points on the board, and that's what we did tonight.
Well, yeah, I think points on the board is the way to put it, and that was one of the things you wanted to see improve this week. After last week only putting up 17 against United Valley, where did the most improvement points in this game?
Up front with the line. They communicated real nice tonight. Noah Ripple was back in there with the start, and he did well communicating, and that's what caused the big touchdowns.
Damianitz for him, Gavin Burke, 20 yards rushing.
And we're cutting out of here.
I mean, we were standing off. They were going. They were doing arm tackling, so we were running through those arm tackles. We were getting the end zone.
That second quarter, I mean, a lot of those scoring drives wouldn't have been, they wouldn't have happened unless it was for a couple caused fumbles. There were about 3 fumble recoveries that led to capitalizing on that, and that has to be important, when you guys are able to score points off those turnovers.
Yes, yeah, I mean, that's what we've been working on, trying to score points on the turnovers. We've been creating a lot of turnovers, and finally tonight we got a bunch of points off that.
We knew Max Perchetti could pass. We knew he could run and maybe block here and there. Where did he get the kicking from?
About 3 weeks ago, he came down early with the kickers and started kicking, and he's a kicker. Dude, he's just all-around athlete.
I wonder if Cole Heckathorn's jealous a little bit. I got to ask, just for clarification purposes, at the end of that first half, Gavin Burkhart took it 60 yards to the house. Some people might see that as maybe a negative thing. Maybe some would call it Bush League. Can you just sort of explain why, it was like that? You kept the starters in, and you kept riding the points.
We just knew that was going to be the last. We only ran 25 offensive plays in the first half, and it ain't my fault. They couldn't tackle us, and we were just scoring like crazy, so we just kept going.
That second half, you're able to get a lot of JV folks in, keep your starters healthy. How important was that?
Good. It was nice. That's what we always do want to do each week. And that JV team, they did well out there. They blocked and got in the end zone, too.
2 special people on that JV team, Cam Perkey and Devin Blauser. They were able to get in there, and they made the most of their opportunities. How good does that feel?
Yeah, those guys practice each week hard, and they give it all. And for them to get the opportunity on varsity to go out there and make some plays, it was great.
Well, now you guys move on to Purchase Line. You return home next week. You know they're going to bring a tough challenge, and Matt Felisic, he's a good coach. You know he's going to bring his team ready. What can you tell us early on about what to expect from Purchase Line?
Very physical game. We got to come with our A game ready to go. Last year they beat us up on their turf, and we're hoping to do the same to them on our turf.
Well, you got a couple days to prepare. Take the weekend, rest up, and we'll see you next Friday at Purchase Line.
Yeah, we're back at it tomorrow, JV against Ligonier and Lake Trobe on Monday. So.
All right, well, good luck to you guys. Coach, thanks for the time.
All right, thank you.
That's Coach Jess Hauser on our first Commonwealth Bank post-game show. Mark, going to send it back up to you.
Thanks, Jake, for the great work down on the field with head coach Jess Hauser after a 63-6 demolition. The Panthers over the Homer Center Wildcats. Coming back with more on our first Commonwealth Bank post-game show on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Greyston Coral Sportsman's Club continues to soar, and the club is proud to offer newly remodeled facilities for its many members. Voted best social and sportsman's club in Indiana County, the club features a large 3-acre fishing pond that is well stocked and offers a shooting range that is open year-round. The club takes pride in hosting kid-friendly events and the annual fireworks display for the 4th of July. Inside, club members can enjoy a newly remodeled bar area, the perfect place to unwind and watch your favorite team. The Greyston Coral Sportsman's Club.
Let's go Wildcats!
Hi, I'm Eric Brocious. Many of you know me as a high school teacher and a coach. What you didn't know, though, is I'm also a businessman, owner of EMB Computing. I'd like to invite you to our new state-of-the-art facility to see our line of computers, laptops, iPads, MacBooks, and accessories. If you're a business owner, we'll assist you with your networks, servers, workstations, printers, and even your business phone systems. We are located at 57 North 11th Street in Indiana, or you can find us on the web at embcomputing.com. We are your technology specialists.
Homer City American Legion Post 493, a longtime backer of Homer Center Athletics, is pleased to be a part of today's broadcast and wishes the best of luck to the Homer Center Wildcats this season. Homer City American Legion Post 493 has served Homer City and our veterans for more than half a century. They are a staple of the community and believe in giving back. So have fun today, teams. Represent your communities well from your friends at the Homer City American Legion Post 493.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your local Erie agent is William G. Meckling Insurance Agency. Get a quote at 724-465-4261 or visit mecklinginsurance.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Dan in a van hasn't returned your call? Chuck in a truck can't get there for 2 months? Stop dealing with fly-by-nighters and call a company that's fully capable for all your plumbing and heating needs. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated is on call 24/7, 365 days a year. Visit us at joyceplumbing.com. That's joyceplumbing.com. Joyce Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning Incorporated, the best place in town to take a leak. PA 042115.
Save up to $12,000 on a new F-150 at Luther Ford. At Luther Ford, buy a new 2024 F-150 4x4 XLT Super Crew Full Hybrid and save up to $12,000. Or buy a new 2024 Ford F-150 Super Duty 4x4 XLT Super Crew and save up to $8,000. Wow! And everyone qualifies. Luther Ford with 2 locations and twice the inventory. The savings are huge. Luther Ford, Route 119, Homer City, and Admiral Perry Highway, Evansburg.
3-6 the final score here tonight, with River Valley scoring 13 points in the first quarter, 36 in the second, 7 in each of the third and fourth. The Wildcats scoring on the last play of the game on a 16-yard touchdown pass, Drew Fisher to Travis Skillings. But this game was over early in the second quarter. And then the Wildcats, with 3 turnovers on 3 straight possessions that River Valley, like good teams do, turned into points. We could recap it possession by possession, but we won't do it that way. But we will bring you all of the radio replays from the first half for you River Valley fans. I'm sure you will enjoy. Here we go. And a nice jump cut by Yanitz into the secondary. Runs through a couple of tackles. 15-10. He'll take it right toward the goalpost and into the end zone for a 35-yard touchdown run. 4 minutes. Sam Yanitz gets the River Valley Panthers on the board. His 9th rushing touchdown of the season. Yanitz in motion behind the formation, and Perchetti throws, and it's caught by Yanitz. Quick cut, spin move down the right sideline. He's going to take it to the house right inside that pylon, and he made a move at the 35-yard line. We'll see if we get a replay courtesy of Dowds of Plumville, and just like that, one play, 49 yards. It's 13-0, and Yanitz. Wow, that was sensational. They hand it off to Gavin Burkhardt. Burkhardt, nice jump cut to the 40, to the 45, 50. If anybody can catch him, it'll be Fraser, but he's not going to. Burkhardt runs away from Brian Fraser and takes it 71 yards for a touchdown, and it's 19-0 River Valley. Outstanding for Gavin Burkhardt, his 4th rushing touchdown of the season, and he's now over 400 yards rushing this season.
Did you hear that?
Right now it's the Panthers crowning the Wildcats on the scoreboard and looking for more, and Max Perchetti hands it to Waino again, bounces it outside and into the end zone. He goes, very patient running by Waino, just waiting for that to open up, and the hole opened up by Zeke Doak and Benjamin Whitmer, the center Jacob Twincheck and company, and the Panthers score again as they drive 55 yards after the fumble recovery, and they lead 27-0. Perchetti pass, quick slant in, and it's caught, and with the football, it is Caden Versalovic, and he made a quick stop-and-go maneuver and takes it to the house from 28 yards out. Wow, what a move by Caden Versalovic of the River Valley Panthers, his 3rd touchdown reception of the season, and we will be in the mercy rule in the second half. It's 35-0. Toss left and coming near sideline with the football and heading to the end zone inside that left pylon sneaks Sam Yanitz for another touchdown with 3:16 left here in the first half. It's now 42-0 River Valley Panthers just dominating this football game, and the Wildcats shooting themselves in the feet every imaginable way with the turnovers. 1st and 19, and they hand it off. And with it is Burkhardt, and he has some running room left side, down the sideline. Wildcats giving chase. They're not going to catch him. He's into the end zone for a touchdown. And about 60 yards on that run, and it makes it 49-0. You'll be pleased to know that
you're back.
Back with you in our booth, and they tacked on a couple of scores in the second half as both teams agreed to play 10-minute quarters, and we ended up 63-6. Coming back with Coach Page when our First Commonwealth Bank postgame show continues.
I've always been a very hard worker, and I thought that there was something that smart people that work hard could do differently with the money that you've worked so hard to earn. I consulted First Commonwealth Bank. They said, absolutely there is. And then they called us with a program that was directly suited for us. I've been able to enjoy what I've worked a lifetime to create. And I've done all that with the help of First Commonwealth Bank.
What sets one insurance agency apart from another? Building relationships. Hunt & Blues Insurance prides themselves on building strong, personal relationships with their clients. Hunt & Blues is an independent agency offering you choices to get you the best coverage at the best rate. When you buy insurance, whether it's for your home, car, business, life, or retirement, you want an agency working in your best interest. And that's Hunt & Blues Insurance, 2 locations, Indiana and Johnstown.
Hi, this is State Representative Jim Struzzi, and I'm proud to serve the 62nd Legislative District. We take pride in our communities, and I'm proud to support our area teams and all our students, wishing them the best of luck this school year. As we approach this year's election, I encourage you to make your voice heard, whether by mail or on the polls at Election Day. I am grateful for your past support, proud of the progress we've made together, and even more excited about the future. The best is yet to come.
Great food and fun? And you want to go to the hidden dive where all the locals eat? Around these parts, that's Mavericks. Pick your favorites from the jukebox, grab a cold one at the bar, and rack up a round of 8-ball. They've got a new one-page menu that covers it all. Appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and the best wings. Period. Everything is prepared better than you expect. Minutes from anywhere in Homer City right off 119. Mavericks, drinks, sports, food. Make us proud, Wildcats. You got it.
From furniture to flooring, mattresses to accessories, you'll save big at Dowd's. Dowd's showrooms are filled with furnishings from America's finest manufacturers. You can save thousands on Dowd's floor samples and receive incredible savings on custom orders. Whether you're looking to furnish one room or your entire home, right now it's all on sale at Dowd's. Drive a little, save a lot. Dowd's of Plumville and Greensburg.
Doesn't your home deserve Dowd's?
The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club continues to soar to new heights. Voted Best Social Club and Best Sportsman's Club in Indiana County 2024. The club is proud of their newly remodeled bar area and is excited about the new air purification system that has been installed, the same technology that area casinos use. New large screen TVs, flooring, skills games, and more. Pizza nights every Thursday and Friday during Wildcat season. The Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. Go! Let's go Wildcats!
Postgame show in our broadcast booth, being joined by head coach Greg Page. We just saw an ad on Renda Digital TV for the Grayston Coral Sportsman's Club. $7 thin crust pizza tonight, Coach. Tax included. You can't beat that, right?
Nah, sounds like a pretty good deal compared to how my night's gone. So
yeah, well, let's unpack it as best we can. You knew you were going to be in for a big challenge tonight against the River Valley Panthers. You had 7 or 8 players that have started in street clothes, and it just was pretty ugly from the beginning. And then second quarter, 3 straight turnovers. They turned it into points like good teams do.
Yeah, they did. They capitalized on that, those mistakes, and we tackled poorly when we did tackle, and we couldn't get anything going. We had some guys open early. There's no protection, even with max protect, we didn't get it. And that's a credit to them. They played well, and they're a good veteran team, some big guys, and They showed why they're a 4-1 team.
Yeah, and a lot of weapons. Sam Yanitz and Burkhart. Boy, that's a dynamic duo, isn't it?
It is, and the theme all week, and I'm sure other guys have said it too, is you can't let them get started. We felt like we had some things in place defensively where that wouldn't happen. When we had guys there, we didn't make tackles, and credit to them, they broke through tackles or ran around tackles or around blocks, and it just wasn't good.
Both of those kids, they have good size, yet they have good speed, and they're shifty too.
Yeah. I mean, they remind me of a couple backs that we've had over the years, and it's their turn now.
Well, a little controversy at the end of the first half, and you know me, I try to call it like it is. Basically 20 seconds left in the half. I even said, I'm sure River Valley will take a knee. They didn't, and they raced for another touchdown. I believe that was Burkhart. Any problem with that?
Well, we didn't stop them, so we didn't make the tackle. I mean, people will look at that theory, but I would have taken a knee. But that's me. That I can't control what they do. They make those decisions. Like I said, I know what I would have done, but again, we didn't stop them. So they probably felt like they needed to put one more up, and every year's a different ball game. So sometimes, you play it that way one year, and then sometimes a different year, something else happens. So.
Well, I can't imagine, no matter what year, you would do that, because I think there have been those kind of situations, and you've always taken the high road. But we'll move on from that subject.
Yeah.
Coach, injuries again, players knocked out of the game. It just went from bad to even worse, and it's hard to believe it could get worse.
Yeah, it gets to be an epidemic. It's one of those things, and it's been hard for me to see how many injuries up here that we've had, and it's been in games. It's not anything where it's been in practice. Well, one was with a younger kid, but it's tough. It's just, I feel for the kids if that's the situation and they're hurting. I don't want them to hurt. No coach wants their kids to hurt or get hurt. That's where we are right now. Fortunately, we started with a roster of 38. If we have 20-some healthy to continue moving forward, I'm still optimistic we can get some good workouts in and put a game plan together. And that's the way it looks like it's going to be, and it's one of those situations you just have to keep moving on. It's so easy to quit. Mm-hmm. It's really easy to quit at anything, whether it's a sport, a situation with a job, or anything like that. And I hope we don't have anybody that does that. So far, we've only had one, and that was several weeks ago. I think I know the character of our kids. I know the character of our coaching staff. You just have to move on. I don't know any other way to say it.
There was a great article written by a legendary writer at the Post-Gazette by the name of Bob Smizik, who wrote an article many, many years ago that I saved when I was coaching baseball, and he basically said if you allow people to quit, you're teaching them that it's okay to be mediocre in life. And I saved that article to this day. It's in my office at home.
Yeah, I know Bob Smizik. I've heard of Bob Smizik, and it's, people have talked about those sorts of things for years. I mean, I don't think we'll have kids that will do that, but it's a character building thing. I mean, listen, we've said this before because we've been kind of mired here the last year and a half. We've won a lot here. We've won a lot here, and maybe we've been spoiled, and I don't take it for granted, but now we're on the other end. I mean, I think everybody's been here. I think they were there a couple years ago, and you go through it, and you just have to work your way through it. It's hard to tell the seniors that, though. The seniors had expectations as a group. It's a good group of kids. I mean, just really nice kids, and I know most of their parents and good people, stuff like that. I don't want this year to go this way for them, but we're at the halfway point. So now let's say, hey, we're going to stick our foot in the ground and cut the other way, so to speak, and see what happens, because that's what I'm going to do starting Monday.
Coach, the schedule will lighten a little bit with back-to-back games against winless Conemaugh Valley and West Shamokin. But you're one of them. You're in that same group, so something will have to give next Friday night. But you've played a pretty tough schedule out of the gate here and with some good football teams. And you just hope you can get some people back healthy and give it your best. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think, this isn't an excuse, I'd like to think if we had a fully full boat, so to speak, with guys with no or minimal injuries, that we would be winning a few of these games and be playing a game like tonight a lot tougher, but it's not where we are. So, I credit the guys that finished the game. I mean, what a moment for Drew Fisher and Tavius Skillings, just like Colin Doherty last week. I mean, you got two kids, two juniors that worked so hard, and I thought, I thought, what the hell? It's the last play of the game. Let's try to throw a fade and make something happen. We ran the ball for, full third quarter and most of the fourth, and I thought no one's going to get ticked off by something like that, and we're able to get on the scoreboard with two really good kids who come to work every day.
Good. And we'll close with this, that a couple minutes ago you mentioned about good people, and I mentioned it during the broadcast. Today would have been your late father's 92nd birthday. I know he's looking down on you saying, hang in there, son, it's going to get better. I don't know that Jerry went through any seasons like this, but what a great man. 206 victories in his career and 16 out of 24 years into the playoffs. I know you miss him more than anybody, and we miss him dearly too. And I thought I'd close with that because we remember what a great guy he is. And you're following in his footsteps, Coach, and there's better days ahead.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be 92 today. I appreciate you bringing that up, and we've talked many times about, I think he's had a great impact on a lot of people, and it's just one of those things. He'd be like, okay, son, you got to go back to work on Monday, and I think he had a couple 2-7 seasons, and I know that bothered him, but it didn't bother him so much as he wanted, to win for the kids and stuff like that, and somebody told me a long time ago as a kid, and a lot of times kids don't listen to things when other adults are talking to them. It was after a basketball game at Bishop Carroll, and my dad introduced me to a guy that he knew because he introduced us to everybody because he was proud to know all these people. And the guy said, if you become half the man that man is, you'll be a great man. It kind of sticks with you.
Coach, I will say this to your face. Mission accomplished. You're more than half the man your father is. You're a chip off the old block, and we'll talk to you next week at Conemaugh Valley.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Head coach Greg Page of the Homer Center Wildcats, 63-6. River Valley wins it at Memorial Field on a homecoming night. Coming back with more on our First Commonwealth Bank postgame show, we'll take a look at the stats and the out-of-town scoreboard when we return on the IRMC Renda Media Football Network.
Luxembourg.
To be a champion, you need to have teamwork, great skills, good conditioning, and above all, you need to stay healthy. But if injury occurs, you need a team of specialists that can get you back in the game. Indiana Total Therapy has been helping area athletes for years. Indiana Total Therapy, with 3 locations, IRMC at Chestnut Ridge in Blairsville, Shelley Drive in Indiana, and at the Human Motion Institute on the campus of IRMC. ITT, the best in our field, and voted Best Physical Therapy in the Best of Indiana County contest.
Hi, my name is Zachary, and this is the bus that I take to school every day. It's a Smith bus. We have a really fun bus driver, and guess what? Smith Bus Company is hiring new bus drivers.
That's right. Smith Bus Company is hiring positions for full and part-time drivers and driver's assistants. They provide transportation for 6 area school districts, and they're proud of the work they do. Apply now at smithbusco.com. Equal opportunity employer.
Every year, we go on a search for great snacks or treats. Children enjoy more than just candy on Halloween. The best sources of calcium are milk, yogurt, and cheese. Kids like us love string cheese because it's tasty and fun to pull, twist, and eat. And parents love string cheese because it's rich in calcium, whatever that is. So give us kids the fun and goodness we are looking for. Make it a very dairy Halloween. A message from Allied Milk Producers.
From furniture to flooring, mattresses to accessories, you'll save big at Dowd's. Dowd's showrooms are filled with furnishings from America's finest manufacturers. You can save thousands on Dowd's floor samples and receive incredible savings on custom orders. Whether you're looking to furnish one room or your entire home, right now it's all on sale at Dowd's. Drive a little, save a lot. Dowd's of Plumville and Greensburg.
Doesn't your home deserve Dowd's?
As we rejoin you at Memorial Field in Homer City, 63-6, a demolition by River Valley here tonight, and Homer Center more injuries, 3 turnovers in the second half on 3 straight possessions that River Valley turned into points. Let's take a look at the stats real quick. We'll just give it to you this way. For River Valley, what a night for Gavin Burkhardt, Jake. 11 rushes, 228 yards. You were talking about average yards per rush. That's not too shabby. It's about 20 yards a carry. And Sam Yanitz, 6 rushes, 77 yards. If I'd have told you, if you didn't know anything else, and I said, hey, Homer Center held Yanitz to 77 yards, you're thinking probably, hey, this is probably a tight ball game.
Yeah, looking at those 2 running backs, I would have actually flip-flopped the 2 in terms of expectations coming into this one, but it just goes to show what having 2 good running backs will do for you.
29 rushes, 368 yards of rushing offense, 6 touchdowns on the ground for the Panthers. They only had to pass twice in the football game. No, 3 times, 2 for 3, 2 touchdown passes for 77 yards. They had 445 yards of total offense. For Homer Center, 105 yards of total offense. Their lone bright star offensively was a kid that I don't believe is ever quarterback, Drew Fisher. 9 carries, 84 yards, and he was 1 for 2 through the air, a 16-yard touchdown pass to another youngster by the name of Tavius Skillings. And the Wildcats just dominated in every phase of the game here tonight. And Jake, out-of-town scoreboard to wrap things up. There's only one team unbeaten left in the Heritage Conference.
And that is Cambria Heights, a hard-fought 21-14 win in the Coal Bowl over Northern Cambria. I'll tell you what, it doesn't get better than that. But congrats to both teams. They're going to go far this season. And Cambria Heights looking like they're going to run away with the Heritage Conference Championship after that game.
Who was it that sat in my office and we made our predictions that maybe picked Cambria Heights 10-0?
That was me. And I think you too.
Yes.
Now,
we know what we're talking about.
Sometimes, at least from my point of view. Penns Manor 14, Purchase Line 7. That's a close one right there. United Valley 50, Conemaugh Valley 6. They got over the hump, the Lions over the Blue Jays, and you'll see, is it Conemaugh Valley next week for you guys?
So let's see. Yeah, United Valley 50 points, and they put 46 on the board against Homer Center. And Homer has Conemaugh Valley, so I'll install the Wildcats as a 4-point favorite. 50 minus 46 equals 4.
Other scores in the WPIAL: Derry 21, Indiana 0. We have not received. Oh, here we go. We just got one coming in. Conemaugh Township beats Portage 16-14.
That team is coming on, and they're going to be a force in the next year or so.
We do not have a final for Marion Center and West Shamokin, but last I saw, Marion Center was up by over 40. So we'll just go by that and guesstimate saying the Stingers will pick up another win tonight. So that's the out-of-town scoreboard.
All right, and that's going to do it. We'd like to thank our entire broadcast crew here. First of all, back at the station, our executive producer of Wildcat Sports, Michael Burdig. Our spotter in the booth was Dennis Mester. Our digital producer and digital manager is John Smathers. Chris Yonner, sideline camera. Ted Maseko on the camera upstairs of the press box here at Memorial Field. Speaking for our sideline reporter, Ward Hilliard, and Jake Slobotnik, Mark Burdig reminding you that the final score here tonight, River Valley wrecks Homer Center's homecoming in a big way. 63-6, the final score. Until we talk to you next week from Conemaugh Valley, so long, everybody.
We're the lifeblood of the community.
It's so much more than just a job.
So good patient care is providing top quality care, but also in a timely fashion.
They don't need to go to Pittsburgh for that. They can stay right here in their backyard.
So when a patient walks into your office, you receive them as your family member.
A patient leaves my office feeling heard.
And the focus truly is on what will get us our best patient outcome.
Luxembourg's Jewelers would like to let the community know that due to unfortunate flooding circumstances at their downtown location, they have temporarily moved their inventory to their Indiana Mall store. Elegance and affordability like never before at Luxembourg's overflowing Indiana Mall location. Now is the perfect time to take advantage of Luxembourg's store-wide sale. So if you're looking for breathtaking engagement rings or searching for a stunning Christmas gift, there's no need to wait. Now is the time to visit the store-wide sale at Luxembourg's Jewelers Indiana Mall location.
At Grand Beginnings Children's Center, their focus is on growing and teaching children to be the best they can be. They know children need education, inclusion, and safety. Grand Beginnings has a mission to provide a warm and nurturing environment in which each child can grow physically, emotionally, socially, intellectually, and spiritually. Grand Beginnings Children's Center with 2 locations in Indiana, teaching children to shine since 1991. Call 724-463-1819. Find them at grandbeginnings.net.
Save up to $12,000 on a new F-150 at Luther Ford. At Luther Ford, buy a new 2024 F-150 4x4 XLT Super Crew full hybrid and save up to $12,000. Or buy a new 2024 Ford F-150 Super Duty 4x4 XLT Super Crew and save up to $8,000. Wow! And everyone qualifies. Luther Ford with 2 locations and twice the inventory. The savings are huge. Luther Ford, Route 119, Homer City, and Admiral Perry Highway, Evansburg.
From furniture to flooring, mattresses to accessories, you'll save big at Dowd's. Dowd's showrooms are filled with furnishings from America's finest manufacturers. You can save thousands on Dowd's floor samples and receive incredible savings on custom orders. Whether you're looking to furnish one room or your entire home, right now it's all on sale at Dowd's. Drive a little, save a lot. Dowd's of Plumville and Greensburg.
Doesn't your home deserve Dowd's?